Emergency, official business, ma'am. Side, please. Side, please. Thank you. Official business, sir, ma'am. Emergency, please step aside, sir.
Hey, get lost. I'm waiting here, huh?
FBI, you might want to stay out of this, all right, sir? Excuse me, sir, ma'am, please, back off. All right, I need 8 double tall.
I got mine right here. I don't know, guys, if this is a double tall, but it is a house blend from 6 Scale Cantina. In the official Is It Possible, You Have to Wonder mug that you can get on my website. How you guys doing, man?
Everything's fine.
Hand sanitizer.
From the Purell company based on Coruscant.
I also have a cactus from Tatooine.
From Tatooine, he said.
That's the cactus that I think that Boba's Bantha tripped on and has
Exactly.
some splinters.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Still have some banta skin over here.
You still have some Bantha skin.
Yeah.
So don't put that in your. You better pass him, Fabio. Some of that. What is that, Purell? That's worth the price in gold on Tatooine.
Yeah, he needs some for his eyeballs. Yeah. Open your hand.
Open your mouth. Listen, I wonder. I'm not even looking at the chat yet because I got to play the intro. I don't know if Hold My Balls or SpongeBob SquareBalls or Hold My Poe or any of those guys. I'm still waiting for Hold My Poe in here. You know, Joao, we still have to do a Poe, a in concert unboxing for Poe, because listen,
I think so.
That's one of the most epic figures of all times, and it's not a hot toy.
Not a hot toy. I even don't know which brand is that.
It doesn't matter what brand it is.
It's an amazing head sculpt, by the way.
Best head sculpt I ever seen. It kind of rivals.
The craziest thing for me,
Shazam, man, it's up there with Shazam.
How you guys have the same figure in the complete opposite sides of the world. That's the funniest thing for me.
You have to wonder what is going on there. But listen, we have a whole lot to jump into here this morning. There is so much going on within the secondary market for Star Wars Hot Toys. Is it possible we're going to be able to tie that into the primary market? And furthermore, what it means with this panel here for the future with Star Wars Hot Toys. Listen, baby, we're going to serve up all the tables. Let me know what table you're at. But before we do that, we've got to play the intro. Let's dive into all of this right now. Welcome to another episode of the Market Value Chart Show right here at 6 Scale Cantina. We've got Fabio. We have got Lane, my neighbor here at Planet Tattooine. And we have got Julio Iglesias, Big Breda, Joao singing the praises of the pre-orders here in the cantina.
Well, Aries, here in Texas tomorrow is going to feel like Tatooine because it's supposed to be about like 106 degrees.
Well, Lane, you have to wonder, do all my exes live in Texas?
That is an interesting question.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Welcome, everybody, in here to the Market Chart Show, a special Market Chart Show here this weekend on a Sunday morning. I have got all the coffee as you can see, brewing up over here for you. Let me know what table you're at, and I will absolutely serve you up as we say hi to everybody in here. But guys, how's your weekend been? How's everything going? Fabio, how are you? How's your weekend? What's going on?
Good, man. Thank you for having me as usual. No, I have actually a game this afternoon. Excited
No
for
one
that.
cares. Go on.
My second to last soccer game, so I'll be done for the summer on Sundays at least. So yeah, I'm excited about that, and to talk about what's going on.
But listen, before you play soccer, do you before and after the game use that Purell?
After.
Don't forget the 5 hot toys you probably have coming fast.
Mr. Lane, what is going on in the universe of Lane Kramer? Good to have you back. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, thank you for everybody. Glad to be here. Just been working a lot of overtime to help to use the old saying that we use on Geeking Out, doing OT for the HT, which is quite literal this week is what I was doing it for. But today, supposedly, got a transport trooper coming, which is one I've been waiting quite a while for.
Ooh, baby.
And apparently 3 other hot toys are going to either charge or come this next week. So I shouldn't be making jokes at fast because Fate has already said, hey, bro, karma's coming back to kick you in the side of the head.
Well, listen, I got a nice one in this week as well. Probably if some of you follow me on Instagram, and if you need the links to the 6 Scale Cantina, the Dark Jedi social media, in the video link below. But if you follow me on there, you would know, Lane, I got my 2-pack Boba Fett, baby.
Fett. Oh, you got it.
Like unboxing later today.
Nice. I know you've been super excited to get Poop Boba and Tusken Raider Desert Wanderer Boba.
Listen, you could only get that whatever you just called him.
The Desert Wanderer Boba.
In that 2-pack. You can't get it by itself. You can't get him by himself. The only other way that you can get that, Boba Fett is, if you
in the head sculpt.
Yeah. Well, it's if you, watch this and let's fill up table Oblivion.
I'm Boba Fett. I'm here to see the mayor. Boba Fett. Do you have an appointment?
Oh, that's the other Boba Fett, but you know where I'm going.
Yeah, I have a feeling you just said sitting in a table Oblivion. Wasn't that where you were probably sitting with a lot of Spotchka the night after you came back from seeing The Last Jedi?
Well, listen, it's kind of like the, Boba Fett from the book of Boba Fett. It's kind of like a table Oblivion. Doesn't have, it's a very special table here at 6 Scale Cantina. You know what I'm saying? But listen, come on, Joao, Julio Iglesias. You want to start off with the woo? I don't know if Big Dog Palette is in here, but I know last week we had a woo contest. But first, Big Breda, how are you?
I'm fine. My weekend is over. Here it's almost midnight, Sunday. But yeah, it was a great weekend and waiting on some, same as Lane. I was also hit with Moff Gideon, Luke, and Django at the same time. But yeah, I'm expecting those ones. No, Django I already received. I'm expecting the other ones. But everything is fine. I'm happy to be here with all of you and talk about Star Wars and how's the market going.
That's right. You better say you're happy to be here with all of us. That's correct.
But let me go with the.
Wait. Is that okay? Let me do mine. Ready? Woo!
I'll go last.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm gonna say is
that was pretty good.
I'm gonna say is where I'm pointing. To outdo the collector, you gotta buy more than the other collector.
Woo!
So,
that was pretty good.
That
was pretty good.
That was a good one.
That was a good one.
All right, my turn.
Oh, he
No.
pulled it out. It must have been
Once I hit puberty, you'll get there.
I'm going to say, I do have to say that sounded like Ric Flair this way of Pauly Shore.
Pauly Shore.
See, now I'm really dating myself here. Go watch Biodome and you'll get it.
All right, going into some of the people that are in here real quick. The Mandalorian Huntress in the house. She is all set this morning having her coffee at table 66. Well, you guys know what that means. Here we go. Let's fill her up and everyone else at the most dangerous table at Six Scale Cantina. Continuing on with someone there. There he is. He is in the house one more time. Woo! All right, let us know. I'm not good at this poll stuff. Let us know who's got the best woo. You've heard mine. You've heard Lade's, Joao's, Fabio's, everyone on fire this morning. Are you kidding me? The single songwriters in the house. Wow, Fab's been practicing. Oh, my goodness. Star Killer with the woo. What is up, Star Killer? Good to have you in here. H Green, what is going on? Doc Smizzle, Doc, what is going on? Good to have you in here for sure. Continuing to go in. Beskar Kit. Every time I hear that intro, I see those two dudes from Cabin in the in the woods.
Well,
dancing.
as long as we don't end up like them, we'll be okay. Like those two guys in Cabin in the Woods.
Absolutely, Lane. The Clone Collector is in here. What is going on?
The topic. It's nighttime here, and I'm alone downstairs.
Joao, you got that cactus though. That's kind of like a thermal detonator.
Yeah.
He's holding a thermal detonator. We got Adrian's in here. What's going on? Bob Dylan, what is up, my friend? Brian is in here. Good morning to you as well. Punisher, hey to you as well, my friend. Neil Lord, Snooty, how? I love that one. Neil Lord, Snooty, how? Gosh, this has Aries forgot to set his alarm. No, blame it on Fabio. We're all late. You know that. Come on now. Let's see here. Putting this in here. Desobrod is in the house as well. Welcome to you. TX Boy 210 Spice Rummer. What is up to you? What is going on? So many of you in here. Welcome to everybody who's coming on in. Someone says table 47. This is all going so fast for me. I'm going to go ahead and fill up the cold tables. All the tables at 40. Here we go.
Oh, really? You're cold?
I'm cold.
That's definitely not one thing I can claim today.
Well, listen, let's go to sixscalecantina.com, boys, because we've got a lot to talk about when it comes to Star Wars hot toys within the secondary market, the primary market, everything that's going on. It's June 5th today. We'll just go ahead and open up some conversation. I'll get into some stuff here. You can see the banner for today's show. So if you don't have sixscalecantina.com bookmarked, you may want to consider doing so. Besides subscribing to the channel here, so you get all the notifications on when the Dark Jedi is going to go live. If you also bookmark Six Scale Cantina, you would know what the show would be when it is here, up right now. And Star Wars Hot Toys, Uncharted Territory. Look at some of the goodies that are up here right now on that banner. And let's go to the biggest mover section, guys. We certainly got a lot to talk about. And looky here. Wow. So much interesting things just on the first rows. And I want to get into all of these figures. But the first one I want to bring up on the screen is one that's just absolutely a little berserk right now. And very, very interesting. I wonder if people are anticipating Tarkin coming onto the show in some type of cameo like we got at the end of Revenge of the Sith, if it's more because he's tied in with Vader, if it's just the original trilogy. I'm going to start off with you, Fabio, but let me bring up some of the things that are going on over here before we go ahead and do it. Bringing up some data right here. You can look right here, $1,031 just back from April 12th. Wow, not including the $129.99 in shipping. Absolutely crazy. Bringing up another one here from the US, Fabio, with 9 bids, $1,005, a little more reasonable shipping. 40, not including the $40 in shipping, not including taxes. That's over $1,000. I could pull this up onto the screen here as well. You got a little bit of a discount going on over here, $1,170, but it already has 19 freaking watchers. And then furthermore, going on to this here, and I'll leave this up on the screen. Look at this to chew on. By himself, used, Fabio, 17 bids. A few days ago, $611. What is going on with Grand Moff Tarkin? Does it have anything to do with the Obi-Wan series? But go ahead, go, baby.
Well, I mean, this figure alone, without Vader, was a brand new figure that we got when he was released. So there is no, in my opinion, again, I feel like there's no reason for Hot Toys to reissue this so soon. If obviously he's going to appear in other shows, then, for example, Obi-Wan, there's a possibility. Are they going to use that as an excuse, to reissue? Maybe they'll give us a younger looking one. That's a possibility. You know what I mean? So that's why, this figure is going for so much, because at the end of the day, it's not a reissue. It was a one-time, first time ever made figure. So I've noticed that this happens to figures, that have been made for the first time. They usually go up because there's nothing to compare it to. There's nothing to look forward to. So people just tend to go back to that. So is it going to keep going up? If something happens where the show, shows him and stuff like that, it's just going to keep rising. And then Hot Toys will figure out a way to give us a new one, guaranteed.
Joao, let me go to you on that. Good thoughts there, Fabio. We'll bounce back to you. Joao, what's really interesting here, I think with the Death Trooper, the black chrome-plated one, the exclusive one, that's a Rogue One release. They already had a couple of Rogue One releases from last year with the Shore Trooper and whatnot. We got news on the OG Shore Trooper as well. I look at this two ways, bouncing off Fabio's point. If he shows up in this Obi-Wan series and you see what they're doing, where the heavy infantry Mandalorian just happens to pop up in the Book of Boba Fett, and voila, there we are. We're getting Par Vizsla. We're getting the heavy infantry 2.0 so quick, nowhere near where this is. But they don't even have to put one out from the Obi-Wan show if he shows up. They could put one out from Rogue One. And we're not even talking about a reissue of this, which I think when we will absolutely get one for the 50th anniversary, but I think that'll actually be updated at that point. So what are they going to reuse this mold again for this guy going so crazy? I feel like they have three options. They can reissue it. They can put it out for Rogue One. They can put it out for this series if he shows up. Heck, they could even put it out for the Bad Batch.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking exactly on the Bad Batch. They even can throw it with the Bad Batch from the Bad Batch, because it's quite possible. But I mean, for the price this is going now, because it's really quite crazy. And as we talked last week about how the Star Wars all general Star Wars figures are going up in price, particularly here in China, and they are getting more popular. This set and even Tarkin alone by itself, you cannot find it anywhere here in the market. There's nowhere to find, because at the moment they were released, no one was collecting, and now people are searching for them, because I know there are many requests, many people on listings asking they want to buy and they cannot find it. And Hot Toys also look into that, also look into the market, how many people want a reissue of this figure. And I think that's important. If they do their market research, they will know that no matter a Rogue One, no matter from the new show of Obi-Wan, if he ever appears there, I think that's quite possible they are going to reissue. I don't know if there is any problem about the licensing. What was the contract they had for this figure? I don't see a problem in there, but I can see them doing a reissue or even doing the Bad Batch version of him.
Let me ask you this, Joao, just staying with you before I get to Lane and then everyone else more thoughts on this. How much with this being, and as you're saying, you can't even find this, down in where you are in Asia as well. How much does this guy, as I fill up table 5 with Popsic and whoever else is sitting there, have to do with these figures being so sought after throughout the world? Because I know you brought this up a couple weeks ago, right? We were on here, or maybe it was even last week. That Grogu is just off the charts, no pun intended. Down in your neck. That's crazy.
Grogu took off here incredibly well with the Mandalorian series. Completely changed the market here in China for the Star Wars hot toys, and it's normal because they didn't is a younger generation. They didn't watch the original trilogy, and it's not a coincidence that the stream service here in China for the movies, they start to promote the original trilogy, so more people start to watch, and the collectors start to pay attention. We also want some figures from that line, but there's none to be found, especially these 2-pack. There's none to be found. There's no way.
Lane, I didn't hear from you. You heard a lot of stuff from Fabio, a lot of stuff from me, a lot of stuff from Joao. This is crazy, and for a lot of people, this is a giant grail to be able to get this 2-pack. You see anything with this? I feel like that there's so many options for them to do something eventually. Forget about, I think we all know with the anniversary of A New Hope, which is down the road, though. Let's just be honest.
Yeah,
that's down the road.
Thank goodness, because I was born in the year that came out, so I'd rather not be that close to 50 yet.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure about a direct reissue of this one per se, especially because the facial mold and stuff, while it's still obviously very good, we've had improvements since then. But I think more likely I could see a scenario where, like you said, he's slightly different for Rogue One, or I could see a younger version of him where they can keep most of the fit, like from Bad Batch, where, they can use the facial mold, but they just need to change the hair up a little bit, make it not quite as gray or something. So, but this guy is not going to be like a major, they're not going to have difficulty redoing a new one of him, whatever they decide to do. This guy's an easy money figure to do.
Yeah, Fabio, going back to you, and you heard a lot of the different comments over here, and then going into there's so many options to do it. Let's go with a thing. You could give us more of your thoughts on it, but also if they were going to do this, where would you see it? Would you see it? Would it make more sense with this Obi-Wan series if he makes a cameo? Would it make more sense? Hey, they're using real head sculpts for, these animated series. Would it make sense with the Bad Batch because he's heavily prevalent in there? Would it mean like Rogue One, that we got another Rogue One figure? You feel like, I know we've talked about Baze Malbus before, but if they were to do this before the 50th anniversary, where do you really think they would do this? And could they mix it in a 2-pack? Could they be like, hey, you really want this? Get our 2-pack, which would be a lot less than this, mixed with something else. What would that be?
Well, I don't think that we're going to get another double pack for this guy. I feel like when Hot Toys gives us a double pack, it's a one-time deal. I don't think it's going to be, the same figure in a double pack over and over and over. I doubt it. It's never happened before. So I think if we get him again, it's going to be a single, figure, which was one of the options as well, double pack or single. I feel like we're going to get single. I think it could come from either the Bad Batch or Rogue One. In my opinion, it could go either way because, like you said, they're using real life head sculpts for the Bad Batch, for the Clone Wars, so it could fit in there no problem. Now, is it gonna affect the way the outfit looks? Probably. It'll be a different color, different tone, different style of outfit if they do go with the Bad Batch. If they do Rogue One, I still think that it's going to be slightly different. I don't think it's going to be a straight reissue. They'll definitely have to tweak a couple of things here and there. So that's why I think it'll make more sense for me for it to be Rogue One. The fact that they're still making figures from Rogue One is a big deal. So you can't put it past them to release them because of this price.
Yeah, and guys, as we continue on over here talking about this, how much do you think? I mean, this 2-pack was already rising up high. I'm just kind of opening up the floor right now with this one before we go to the next figures. How much does this Obi-Wan series, the fact that we have Darth Vader in there, the fact that the construction of the Death Star from A New Hope is actually occurring right now during the Obi-Wan show, although it's not about that. We haven't seen anything with that yet. Is this kind of just, does this show fuel it, or is it Star Wars in general, like what Joao was saying? Grogu's up in Asia as it is, so now all of a sudden everyone in China is just interesting. Oh, what all that stuff I miss on Star Wars or whatnot. I mean, at the end of the day, we don't even have a darn movie for Star Wars out yet, and I just don't feel like that the current Obi-Wan show or the Book of Boba Fett that passed has anything to do with Peter Cushing. But yet, he's going through the roof. It's having a kind of a weird effect. He has nothing to do with this show yet. So what's going on? Like, seriously. Like, if you really think about it. Lane, do you have any thoughts on that? It's kind of going through the same thinking as well. You got Peter Cushing is not starring in this Obi-Wan series. He wasn't starring in the Book of Boba Fett. And it's almost the same thing. When you look at comparisons, Lane, in the primary and secondary market, we're talking secondary market, primary market. Look at when those Attack of the Clones figures came out. They were competing with, Doctor Strange and the Moon Knight figure. Those were out like 20 years ago. Yep. It's interesting with Star Wars right now, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I think what it is you have shows like Mando. You've had Book of Boba Fett, obviously not quite as, but so far people have been pretty high on Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan is kind of an interesting one in comparison to the series because it ties in people, from the modern Star Wars, like the streaming era of Star Wars, but also ties into the original trilogy and older stories with the prequel trilogy and the original trilogy. So I think it's kind of a conflagrating right now. The general interest started with Mando for newer people. Then you have that interest built the last couple of years. So people have been buying Mando hot toys and stuff. And then occasionally some, we've had original trilogy like the loot that just came out recently. I think now with Obi-Wan, you have if the series continues through the rest of its run to be pretty good, I think you've got the perfect conflagration for hot toys where people are going to get their interest pulled, say, to like a Tarkin or something like that. Whether he shows up or not, he's appeared in other media. People might be watching Clone Wars. They might be watching Bad Batch. You're seeing this guy who then is connected to the first Star Wars movie ever. You can make the point he was the main bad guy of the first movie, basically. And I think that can help push what is helping to push some of the value for some of the prequel trilogy or original trilogy figures up. Obviously, they were already from longtime collectors or older fans, but I think Kenobi is the perfect conflagration of if it stays, the quality stays where it's been at, and it plays out pretty well. That's going to drive more people back to wanting to look for the older figures. Where like Breda was talking, people are looking for a New Hope Darth Vader, even though it's not supposed to be the best one, but it was the original Darth Vader, and there aren't any available.
And I don't even think that Vader, when you look at how sleek he looks in Empire Strikes Back, you Return of the Jedi, you see him in Rogue One, you see him in here, it's like, oh, it's cool, it's shiny, it's like that brand new car, it looks so, when you see him in A New Hope, it's very rustic in a way, very dusty, very worn out, but I love that Vader. And that Vader in that 2-pack, Joao, is the only way you can get, that Vader is more accurate than the Vader you can get on its own. So It's one of those things that you can't get that Vader on its own. And I'm surprised because people are like freaking paying, $600, $700, $800 for Tarkin, but yet they're dropping $1,100, $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 for the 2-pack. There is some interest in that Vader.
Obviously, because was the first Vader we ever saw from Star Wars. It's true that the consensus from most collectors, I think, should be in line with the worst Vaders because of the suit, the quality, and so on. But it's an epic Vader because it's the first one. So it's always, for many collectors, they always want to have that one. And if you can have that in a 2-pack with Tarkin together, you can see that people that pay this amount of money is people that they really want them on their collection. You are paying $1,200 for a 2-pack of Tarkin and Vader. It's because you really want them and you don't want to wait for reissue, or you don't believe on any reissue. And when those listings on eBay sold at this price, one day they will disappear and there's no more to be found. So I believe in what Fabio was saying. Maybe Tarkin alone and Vader later on as an anniversary, because when we have the next anniversary, I believe in that, because now they are thinking, they are focused on the Obi-Wan show, and we are going to see Vader from Obi-Wan show and maybe two versions from him. And I don't think at this moment makes sense that they go back to the New Hope. I think they are going to go with this show that we are going to see now from the Obi-Wan, because it's been quite successful. It's the best show until now from Disney. Is the show I think was the most saw until now that Disney Plus streamed. So you can see how famous this show has been for everyone.
The ratings are off the charts, and I totally agree with you. I don't think you get a New Hope Vader, but I think you can get a Return of the Jedi Vader with this Anakin Vader. I think you get a Revenge of the Sith Vader. I think that they could put out so many Vaders right now, like we're seeing with Luke. The Bespin Luke has no relevancy to the new Luke that we're seeing, post Return of the Jedi on The Mandalorian, yet they're putting it out. So it's going to be interesting. I feel like Vader is hot, and Desabraj says, welcome in here. Talk about easy money.
And that's also a point, is that many people say that there are never too much Vaders. You always can fit one Vader more in your collection because they always look so good together. So it's not a figure that you would just want one. Normally people, hardcore collectors, they want to have different Vaders in the collection.
And I think that Vader is hot. He's hot right now. They're bringing him back, and it's absolute. I can't even fathom, guys, Fabio, what's going to happen in the last 3 episodes. Remember that we talked about this earlier this week when you and I were on that show, and we were kind of giving our on Wednesday our thoughts on episode 3. We've got episode 4, we've got episode 5, we got episode 6, baby. Damn. And there's already talk now of Vader having his own show, and that maybe even they're going to do a season 2 of this Obi-Wan. We were talking about that. Vader's going to get hot, dude. There's definitely going to be more than one Vader up on pre-order.
Oh, absolutely. And we talked about this, like you said. I have a question for you guys, though. So, do you guys know how white the Moon Knight figure is? Would you guys buy a, Hot Toys exclusive all white Vader?
I say
from Infinities. Yes. Yeah, the like redeemed Darth Vader. They have the Black Series coming from that. Yeah, I would buy it.
That's why I was bringing it up, because can you imagine? We got it for Boba. We got animated Boba. We got different versions of Boba. We got what was that other vintage color? Sideshow has that prototype armor one, which is the all white one. So there's a possibility that we could get an all white Vader as a figure.
Well, why not? Because we just got guys, before we even got the 212, or before we got Clone Commander Wolf, we get a chrome Phase 1 Clone Trooper. So obviously they don't have to put all those out. And they were already making money in the past, guys, with the vintage color Boba Fett, the animated Boba Fett. So why not? No, I actually
look at that animated Boba Fett on the secondary market.
Oh, I know.
It's completely crazy. The price.
He's a guy who's got an orange laser blast, an orange laser gun, guys. And people still want to get that.
A black chrome Vader. That would be.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness! I mean,
Aries is going to be smashing that. I know he says I don't pre-order more anymore. He's going to be like, boop, 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 boop.
Black
Pre-order
Throne
button.
Vader.
Where is it? Put it on there. I need to get this. Fabs, you just had to say this stuff, and it starts putting stuff in Howard Chen's mind, and our wallets already start going.
Well, because think about it. Like I said this, this is the time for Vader. Obi-Wan is Vader's time. So this is Hot Toys' opportunity to give us variants of Vader. You know what I mean? There's no better time. Obviously, if he gets his own show, that's a different story. But I feel like right now we should get at least 3 Vaders. At least 3.
From the Obi-Wan show?
From the Obi-Wan show.
Yeah.
Well, if you think about it, you're going to get the one that they teased there. It's possible that it could come with that head sculpt. He's not battle damaged to what you were talking about earlier in the week, Fabio. At that point, he is damaged, but that's just how Vader is.
Correct.
They can do one where he's going to have battle damage. We can already foresee what's going to happen in the show over the next 3. They're going to have a more epic battle. He's going to get some damage from Obi-Wan. Absolutely. They can have the back-to-tank version. They can have – forget about the dark side version. We're going to get into that here in just a little bit. What's going on with dark side Anakin is just great. The price for dark side Anakin's rivaling the 2-packs. But anyway.
Yeah.
And that's Darth Vader.
Yep. Yeah. Let me ask you guys, here's a comparison question. As a fan of Darth Vader, from what you saw – so the most famous Vader scene since Disney's owned them is obviously that Rebels having a very bad day meeting Darth Vader in their meet and greet on their spaceship in Rogue One. What was your favorite? What would you say was a better kind of, I guess, proverbial walk down the hallway we saw? That scene, or when Vader finally comes? Try not to give too much spoilers. But when we've seen Vader finally fully appear and seeing what he does and everything like that and how he acts during his confrontation there, when he first appears to his confrontation with Obi-Wan, I'm going to say I actually prefer the Obi-Wan a little bit because we get to see, I know he looked flashier with the Rogue One, but we got to see just how evil and menacing he is. Obviously, when he just randomly kills that one lady and stuff. And just go and stuff. He just we get to see the ruthlessness that we've always heard about for him. And then he comes off to me more like being that unstoppable tank that basically is just stomping towards you. And there is nothing you can do to stop him.
He's more raw. Yeah, he's more raw in this one. And I personally like it. It's like watching a vicious tiger escape from the zoo. And I'm just thoroughly enjoying it. And I love the Rogue One because that was epic, baby. But he needed to act in Rogue One similarly, in a way, to A New Hope because that was minutes before A New Hope started. Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be the same one, a little bit dirty there coming out of that battle. Okay, he's in that little cave. He dispatches all of them with his red lightsaber, gets all the dust, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But no, this one, I like this. I mean, Joao, I don't know what you think.
No, honestly, I never thought that we would see Vader like this on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
because Disney Plus normally they are very
and so much.
Yeah, they had it was incredible to see him breaking the neck. It's not a woman. That's a kid.
Oh, but I mean, it's just how dark. This is. I guess we can call it quote PG-13 Vader.
Yeah, but I think you have there. I would say around 30 seconds to 1 minute of it's a lot of tension going on there.
Oh, it was perfect.
It's amazing, and I was really impressed with Disney Plus showing this kind of stuff, and is like Aries is saying, is a very raw version of Vader, and I think that's what makes it so special.
I am what you have made me.
Exactly.
And the way pissed off.
The way he handles Obi-Wan with just one end, you can see Obi-Wan is just he's doing his best to defend himself. He cannot do anything more. He is powerless.
and he's full of anger, rage, you know. So he's not playing around, you know.
But Obi-Wan running out, that was when
Now-
he
Okay,
ran
that didn't look very
Not
good.
once, but twice he
I
ran.
run
for
too.
twice. I would run too. I would run
Well,
too.
when you see him first, like finally confront Obi-Wan that second before, and you're like, Obi-Wan had the wow, I feel like something just walked over my grave expression on his face there. I think I'm going to try and jog away. Which
Yeah,
I was
because he
like,
knows. I think Obi-Wan maybe he knows that Vader cannot run, so he always have advantage. He can
he
run,
can
but-
stomp though. He can stomp, man.
That's
Displace
so-
that sand.
That's so mean.
Oh.
You know? He said Vader can't run. That's so mean.
with those
Metal
metallic
limbs.
legs, he cannot.
Ooh, we got a
he
hot.
cannot run.
Got a super
Well,
chat.
if you get him a speeder, he can move. Unbelievable.
You have a super chat, Aries. Okay.
Let's go to the super chat as we continue talking about the Obi-Wan series and Darth Vader, with Darth Vader in the secondary market with Moff Tarkin. Absolutely off the charts. We've got 70 in here. Did you smash the like button yet, baby? That's the first time I'm saying it. And I say yes, because you just did it now.
He has foreseen it.
I have foreseen. And Promoxel 71 with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Hot Toys has pre-existing molds to use for Kenobi figures. Stormtroopers, Mirage, Anakin, 4-Lom Bounty Hunter using C-3PO chassis. Easy money. No, Fabio, I'll go to you with that first. I agree. I mean, they have they've been showing in the trends in the primary market, Primox, that they're going to use pre-existing molds. You saw that with the heavy infantry Mandalorian. Now we're getting to 2.0, even before we get to Mandalorian Season 3, and then you'll get a 3.0 with that. You saw that with K2SO, the KX Enforcer droids. You're seeing that up the wazoo when it comes to the clone troopers. You have to wonder if we'll hear from TK Phobos sometime this week. Anyway, but listen, no, you're right up there. And Kenobi is so hot, Fabio. We're going to be showing that too. It's just so hot. And I think he's obviously one of the legacy characters, Fabs, where you don't just need just one. I mean, heck, you got 4 Lokis. You could definitely have Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Right. Yeah, no, the Hot Toys, you know, anytime that they have pre-existing molds, they're gonna reuse them. It would be dumb in their part not to. You know, that's what we always get, you know, the same troopers from, you know, every line. We get, you know, some of the same stuff from every line, because they constantly keep reusing stuff. The cool thing is that they always update, even though they use certain things over and over. They have to always update, obviously, you know, the paint and sculpts and stuff like that, which is, to me, acceptable, because we're not getting, even though, yes, it's the same mold, but remember, it's painted differently. And yes, they will always make that money, because if you spend a certain amount of money to make a mold, you expect to get a certain amount of money out of that mold. Therefore, you're gonna reuse it as much as possible to keep making as much money as possible with that mold that you spent a lot of money on buying or making.
Yeah, and especially with Kenobi, Lane, I think that we're talking about Vader and how he kind of, I would run like you would run. We would all run from Vader. But I think Kenobi is going to have multiple versions, because I do think he's brought up Liam Neeson, and I wanted to get into this, but this is also addressing Primoxel's chat. And you know that he's going to make an appearance in here, because I really feel that what's going to happen is he's going to finally see the Force Ghost, or be able to commune with Qui-Gon. And Qui-Gon's going to give him some type of knowledge, some type of fortune cookie thing, that is going to make his mind completely reinvigorate, and maybe start training again, or maybe take the rust off.
There's always a bigger fish.
He's going to have something cutesy to say to him, and then that may be another version of Obi-Wan. So who knows how many versions are going to have? Forget about the existing ones here, but
How would you guys feel if, for example, just as a quick, here you go, Hot Toys gives you guys a 2-pack of Qui-Gon and obviously reissued Obi-Wan. Would you guys buy a double pack of them too?
Which ones again? Which Obi-Wan?
Qui-Gon and reissued Obi-Wan. The same ones that are out already. But
if Qui-Gon shows up in this series, guys, we could talk about this too. And thank you so much there, Prebox. So much appreciate the $5 Bob. And we'll continue to be talking about, the possibility of these Kenobi figures and the other ones you mentioned. I mentioned it a lot. If Qui-Gon shows up in this show, just look at everything else that's going on with the figures.
Yeah, but the thing is that for him to appear, as far as we know, Qui-Gon didn't finish his training to communicate as a Force Ghost, to appear as a Force Ghost. You can listen to him, but I think he cannot appear yet.
Yeah, he's appeared as a Force Ghost a couple times.
He appeared when?
He appeared on Mortis to Obi-Wan, which was high in Force, so that was a little bit. But he also had a physical appearance as a Force Ghost to Yoda.
Yeah,
Yoda.
And here's the thing,
I think he didn't appear. It was only the voice.
No. He appeared in Clone Wars actually as a physical Force Ghost to Yoda.
Yeah,
in a couple episodes for his last arc of season 6.
So means that what maybe we can see is Obi-Wan. Maybe they will give you one episode, because Obi-Wan now you need to recover because he's hurt, he's burned.
Yes,
maybe he's going. I don't know. Maybe he's going to meet Yoda. Maybe they are going to training something, because how many times you already listened 2 times during the show, Yoda saying to Obi-Wan that he will train him to communicate with Qui-Gon, right? As far as we know, Obi-Wan didn't train yet because he keeps calling for Qui-Gon. Maybe
because he said teach you to communicate with him. Yeah. I will, and that's a great point, Joao. Because Joao, that's a great point, because I think some of us are maybe thinking that the next episode is just going to be a few minutes later, a day later. This could literally go 6 months later. He has to heal from all that.
Let me just because El Professor is here, and he's also saying that Qui-Gon did not appear physically to Yoda in the last arc. So I think Qui-Gon never appeared physically as a Force Ghost. I think
he did only.
Okay.
Yeah. No. I really think he's up. It'd be interesting if he just have a voice, but I think we're actually going to see him. I mean, we already saw Dark Side Anakin on the sand. And I think that through the Force, he's probably going to see a vision of Qui-Gon to be able to do it. But to your point, we may even see Yoda, because he may just need Yoda. 72 hours to heal and to train and get like a pep talk. Okay, and now I'm ready to go kick Darth Vader's butt. I'm actually starting to think, as you're talking, Joao, that there may be 6 months later type of deal, or a year later.
Because you will need to have a last confrontation between Obi-Wan and Vader. If not, there will be no sense. They will need to meet up again, right?
Oh, for sure. That wasn't the epic lightsaber battle, although it was epic.
And that's where you will get your battle damage Vader from Hot Toys. That's from that battle.
Yeah, El Profesoro. Good to have Mario in here. What's going on there, buddy? However, Disney Star Wars doesn't seem to care about canon. And I say... Yes, I agree. That's why you're going to get Darth Maul back, because George.
And now let me ask you.
Let me ask you about the canon on it.
now let me ask you, Aries, and because you like the Star Wars and follow for so many years, do you really mind that Disney doesn't care about canon if the things just don't make any sense? It's okay for you that some things are destroyed a bit. Or do you care more about the content they provide, or do you want them to keep going straight?
No, I honestly don't care about any of that stuff. If you watch anything that's successful, I really don't. I'm just being honest. I mean, no one complains about the Phantom Menace and Darth Maul getting cut in half and falling off the Empire State Building, basically, and coming back to life. Well, oh, it's okay because Kathleen Kennedy didn't do it. George Lucas did it. Well, you know what? If you want to get on George Lucas, he's about to do the darn thing again, because in Rebels, when Obi-Wan lays his head down, oh, you're now my brother, I'm going to lay you over here at the sands. You know, how many times did Boba Fett said I was left for dead? These people are left for dead in the sands of Tatooine. He didn't fall off the Empire State Building and cut in half there. You could bet your arse that he's coming back. And you can blame George because George wants him back.
And don't forget, Maul somehow managed to be cut in half and get himself to another planet and build himself a like spider droid body while being insane at the same time.
Yeah. And I mean,
mean, he managed to do a lot for a dude who got bisected.
I mean, I know. And all these sci-fi things, they go back in time. You can go manipulate time. You can see this one is already dead and coming back. It's like 12 monkeys. How many times can I go back in time? Look, I'm not watching Gone with the Wind here. I don't need this to be a true story from a cartoon. So for me, I don't care, Joao. I really don't. I only care that they messed up Luke. That's what I care about. When he threw the lightsaber over the behind the mountain. Come on.
Oh, no.
Come on. At least Obi-Wan buried it. And then he went back and unburied his lightsaber.
You do have to admit, Aries, though, it does look like, basically Luke now looks like he went to the Obi-Wan school of Jedi hermiting for how sad sack they both were. That's the only thing is, I will tell you right now, if they put out just an Obi-Wan figure of how he's looked, in the first 3 episodes, that outfit, I will definitely not buy a figure of that because I hate how he looks. Absolutely. I'll be like, reissue Revenge of the Sith, man. We need Revenge of the Sith, please. That at least he looks good.
We need a bum Obi. That's what we need.
We got Hobo Luke already.
That's what I mean. We need one. We're definitely getting one.
All right, so listen, let's talk about this timeline thing before I get into the other figures, because this is fascinating. And now Joao's got me going. Got me going here, baby. Listen, what do you think about the time? What has to happen, Fabio, for Obi-Wan to have this epic battle that Disney has been teasing us with? There's going to be a lightsaber battle that rivals the end of Revenge of the Sith on Mustafar. We just saw what happened in this episode. We saw the greatness of Vader. What has to happen with Obi-Wan for him to get that magic back? What do you think is going to happen?
Well, there's something's got to happen where it's gonna whatever situation happens is gonna give him pretty much his old mentality back. His old, right now, he's just trying to stay alive, not get involved with anyone. And just live his life. I think, seeing Darth now, knowing that Anakin's alive, knowing how powerful he is, knowing how much it beat him up real quickly, whatever happens has to give him that what's the word I'm looking for? That desire for, listen, like, he's not going to get away with this. He cannot, do this to people, because you watch what he did. So I think it's gonna be, and it's gonna have to do with either Yoda or Qui-Gon. I think, because whatever edge they give him is what he's gonna use to be able to fight Anakin at some point.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Joao, what do you think about that? I mean, I feel like something has to happen pretty dramatic for him to turn around and have this great lightsaber duel they're talking about before the end of the series.
Yeah, it's what we have been talking. He needs to recover. We don't know now where he will go, because now he will not back to Tatooine at this moment. It's impossible to back there. He will not risk backing there. But at the same time,
you think he'll go to Yoda?
It's probably possible, but let's not forget that we also have the Leia. Leia will be captured by Riva.
Mm-hmm. He's going to have to get his strength back to get her back.
Obi-Wan has that problem as well, and in the back of his mind, he sure keeps thinking, I need to go to the boy. I need to stay close to Luke, right?
Mhm.
Because that's his priority. His priority is stay close to Luke. So there are so many steps that can happen, but now he's hurt. He need unless you will let what's that I forgot their name. Tarka. What's the name?
The
For-
officer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, honestly, I don't remember her name. I just remember Rebel.
But the
female
third
officer.
sister, or are you talking about someone else?
No. Third sister is Riva. I'm talking about that office that
Rebel.
rebel the air rebel that helped Obi-Wan.
Oh gosh.
I forgot.
No one remembers
Tala.
her name. We just
Tala.
we just remember.
We need a clip of her. We'll serve her up on table 3.
Rebel female officer.
Rebel
It's
female
Tala.
officer. There you go.
It's Tala. So maybe she will go take care and help with Leia, and they will send Obi-Wan to meet Yoda. It's probably because remember you only have 3 more episodes. There's not much more on this. If you give the last episode to whatever they will do with him and Vader, you got 2 episodes left, and there's a lot yet to uncover.
I'm putting this up from my man, the Bug Man. I care deeply about canon love and not straying so far from character. Most importantly, please write these scripts better. Well, look, the reason I take the stance that I do, Bug Man, is because I actually agree with you. But that's why I don't care, because I know that they're going to do it. The way that they constructed this in 1977, it's not even possible for everything that they want to do to be able to keep it like a true story. So I just already know going in, I'm not going to get the Gone with the Wind experience. I'm not going to get the Donnie Brasco experience. I'm not going to get that type. It's just going to be what it is. And then I wind up not getting annoyed by it. However, like I said, with The Last Jedi, you do some stuff like that, then I get really annoyed. That's canon as well. And I hope to God they redo and retcon that, and they're going to, and you're going to be hearing more about
Ahsoka.
that.
Ahsoka TV Disney Plus series. You're our only hope. We got the world between worlds,
and it's quite difficult. We need the original trilogy was 50 years ago. Now they want to do TV shows to between these timelines, and they need to fit the script to not ruin the original trilogy. Is a bit difficult not to go out of lines in some time, because especially Star Wars fans, they always go read everything and they want everything to be. They were talking about when Vader says to Obi-Wan, it was the last time we met or something like that. Everyone is keeping on that lines.
when we on the Death Star when they confront each
other.
Exactly. Yeah, where Vader goes, when we last met, I was a learner, but now I am the master.
Exactly.
He might be learning with this last lightsaber duel they're going to have. Let me ask you this. Go ahead, Joao. Go.
Yeah, but so that's why you cannot finish it with only this duel that we saw in the last episode, because Obi-Wan was just defending himself. It was like a weak Obi-Wan.
He got steamrolled basically by a tank. He was the tease.
Yeah, it was more to show Vader.
And we still didn't mention about how easy it would be for Vader to just walk through the fire and catch Obi-Wan.
Well, that's a plot writing device, right? That why didn't he just pull Obi-Wan over using the force? He could have forced choked her. She could have just forced choked her, broke her neck, and pulled Obi-Wan and then dropped.
But I prefer to think that Vader want Obi-Wan to suffer slowly. He's tasting the hurt.
We need to see we need to see from in the remaining episodes what you're saying, since they are writing this to be a prelude to when we saw them between. It wasn't Revenge of the Sith and it wasn't A New Hope was the last times they saw each other. Since we saw this Vader try and torture Obi-Wan, like barbecue him a little bit and then intend to torture him. Yeah, well, how we go from that Vader to the Vader in A New Hope, who just is going to who just kills him. You know, he didn't try and make him suffer at all or anything, other than he might have realized that this Obi-Wan was not that Obi-Wan. This is the mega powerful one. So something has to happen in a second confrontation where we see, because this Obi-Wan is definitely not one like 7 years, 7.5, 8 years later, or I guess 9 years later, was able to crush Darth Maul in like 5 seconds, you know, even though it was a more diminished Darth Maul, who was half crazy at that point again. But I really think that this Obi-Wan, I think there are a couple things that they could do possibly. Obviously, Qui-Gon Ghost, or even if it's just voice, they couldn't get Liam Neeson over there to do it, but just some voiceover work to help him really meet that. Or
the voice is enough for a reissue.
Well, yeah. and Lane, you bring up a good
enough.
Yeah, you bring up a good point, because obviously he didn't kill Maul yet, and I don't think he's going to. That'll be something, again, going back to the canon thing, but he'll have to get a little bit stronger.
Way stronger. This is not the Obi-Wan we saw in Rebels. Like, at all.
But here's an interesting thing with what they're saying here, Fabio. You know, we're talking about, I really, really see a little bit, you know, 3 months later, a couple months later, or however they're going to do it. He's probably going to go get some consult from Yoda, probably going to somehow communicate with Qui-Gon. What's going to be interesting, because we were all saying we got Darth Vader so fast. Wow, he's there, blah, blah, blah. I think we're going to see Yoda. I think we're going to see Qui-Gon. On the other token, while that's going on, if that's what happens, Fabio, you have to wonder what's going on the dark side and who Vader is getting counseled with. So as I fill up table 66, could you see some parallel like in Revenge of the Sith, where, you know, they showed some, you know, Yoda scenes, but then they cut to the Emperor? Is it possible that we actually start seeing what's fueling Vader's anger, and maybe the Emperor fueling him up? So maybe while Obi-Wan's getting training, maybe we see him communicate to the Emperor in some fashion. That'd be interesting.
That'd be cool. But I think, you know, is there a possibility? Absolutely. But my thing is, you know, coming from Revenge of the Sith, even though it's been 10 years, I think, you know, we understand that this is what was going on. It was the Emperor's fault the entire time, you know. So I think that they may touch on it. You know, I don't think they're going to get too deep into that at all. But is it important for the whole show? Absolutely. Another thing though, we expected all these things from the Book of Boba Fett as well, and none of them happened. You know what I mean? So you have to also think, is it worth it for them to give us everything all at once? Or now, speaking of a season 2, are they going to hold off? And you know what I mean? So you got to think about that as well. So are they going to give us everything? Hopefully. You know, does it mean that they have to? Absolutely not. Will it make the show a lot better? 100%. So, you know, so that's how I think. I don't think that we're just going to get everything. And I learned that, again, from the Book of Boba. We expected all these things that, you know, weren't even anywhere near close to what we got. So that's why I hold off a little bit. But would it be cool? Absolutely.
Yeah. But remember also that you don't need much. What's fooling Vader anger? The first scene that you see him on Mustafar, on that stuff that he has, when the last scene, when he goes to that window and looks, he's looking exactly at the place where him and Obi-Wan had that fight, in that fire. He's looking at there every day. He remembers that what happened to him, because he's right there.
He's like, because of you, I'm in this back attack. I can't even use Purell.
That's why he's in Mustafar. I just wonder, where does he where does he get his groceries? Because there's nothing there. There's only fire.
Director Krennic delivers it to him. That's why you saw him visiting.
Yeah, when he's summoned.
You
know,
he's like,
what? Sorry.
No, go ahead, Late.
Well, I was wondering because we've been talking about Qui-Gon and stuff possibly showing up. I was wondering if they decide to really, like, since this is Obi-Wan series, to go into his lore a little bit. Like, You know, they had the talking scene where he kind of remembered some images like of his brother and stuff and his mother and father, which that was the first time. I wonder, on top of possibly the final thing that kind of awakens him to become the Obi-Wan that we know from, you know, A New Hope and such, or from the end of Rebels, the like where he's at his maximum power, basically, that he ever achieved as an older man. Another character I wonder we could see, at least maybe in a vision or something like that. If they decide to go full into, like, this is Obi-Wan going into his backstory, could we see him have a vision of the love of his life, Duchess Satine? That could be one of the things that helps, you know, push it. Or even if it's like Qui-Gon in that, assuming that kind of form to him in a vision.
I would have rolled something out now that if they throw something in there that we don't even...
Something like that. Because I think that could be where he's facing what he lost in the past. The love. I mean, Obi-Wan's lost a lot, other than the Jedi Order. The love of his life got murdered in front of him by Maul. That might I could see him probably not doing that because that may tie too much in with Maul a little bit. But I'm thinking of different things they could do where he sees people to finally, you know, because he barely is reconnected. He's almost shut himself off like Luke from the Force, where we finally see him fully embrace the Force, and it's almost like a tidal wave of power that hits him. And maybe when he's having a second confrontation with Vader and like he's having a vision in his mind, he's about to die. And he has the Force ghost of Qui-Gon. She speaks to him. All those different things finally awaken his full strength where he's able to finally meet, at least at this time, able to meet his potential to meet Vader, at least at that time. Which would also make sense where he still kind of maybe slightly has some strength advantage over Vader, where by the time, you know, because we forget Vader still is at this point is still pretty young. He's barely in it, like 30 years old.
Yeah, he's young. He's younger than Obi-Wan.
We call him an old man and stuff because he's burned up looking like when he was Sebastian Shaw. Let's not forget, Vader was like 43 or 44 years old by the time we see him.
Yeah.
You know, when he dies and returns. He's a young guy. I mean, of course, I'm saying that because I'm about my age. Of course, we're young. But, you know, he's not an old man.
I thought you were 29, Lane. You're not 29?
Oh, yeah, I wish.
And let's not forget that there was other Jedi already mentioned in this episode, which I think may have an appearance. That is Quillen Voss.
Quaylen Voss, maybe. I want to acknowledge the Thor real quick here. How cool would it be to see Obi-Wan out his old clone armor onto battle Vader again? Let's fill him up at table 2.
This drink, I like it.
I know, it's great, right?
Another.
And you have to wonder, is it possible that we could get another Obi-Wan Kenobi, and one of the ones being Joao? Where is the Clone Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi that was teased with the Anakin Clone Wars figure that is now out? And a lot of people are wondering, is it possible that they've held that back because there's going to be a flashback with that on in the series? Or, as the Thor says, who knows? Stranger things have happened. I thought we were going to see Obi-Wan in a disguise at some point in the show. Could he break out some old armor, you know, and that look just like that? I mean, that would be freaking crazy, wouldn't it?
It would be, and it's still possible. And it's still possible. I think it's still possible. Quite possible.
Oh, Fabio, where is this figure? The Clone Wars Obi-Wan.
That'd be cool. I mean, is it a possibility? I mean, like I always say, anything at this point now, anything's possible with Hot Toys. But this specific figure, I mean, isn't Sideshow making something like this?
Yeah, Sideshow has it.
So Sideshow's making, you know, Obi. They're making Anakin, and they're making Yoda, right? So, I mean, could Hot Toys get into it? Absolutely. Will they? Probably, if they see that Sideshow is selling well. But then again, you know, anybody who knows anything about Sideshow will kind of hold off because of the fact that, you know, we're getting crap from them. So, you know, if they notice, well, people want the figure, but they're not buying specifically from Sideshow because of the body issues that they've been using, then I feel like Hot Toys has has no choice but to jump into the game as well and make that money. Because if Sideshow's not doing it, they're gonna do it.
What about this? Single songwriter goes Vader with throne. Now, the reason I'm putting this up, songwriter, they seem to be really into thrones lately. So I know Vader does have the throne. I know we're talking about the back to tech, and he says single songwriter is a possible, and he says yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We got
and let me tell you that Vader has a very good taste. He chooses a very beautiful marble for that floor.
Yeah, very, very beautiful marble. Absolutely. You have to wonder. I wonder where Vader gets his 6-inch figures. Do you think he gets it from Hot Toys?
I don't have any idea.
I think Vader can have guys flown to Mustafar and say, "I need you to make this for me, the best you've ever made," or you just go straight out the window, straight into do a lava bath.
I think Vader goes and has his people drive straight to T-Dubs and order himself.
TX Boy 210 says, keeping his fingers crossed for the Clone Wars Kenobi. Okay, let's kind of, we'll keep bouncing back and forth over here. Let's go back to sixscalecantina.com and stay on the Obi-Wan series. Before we get to Obi-Wan, Lane, Dark Side Anakin is absolutely, we're talking about keeping our hopes up for Clone Wars Obi-Wan. There are a lot of collectors that missed out on this Dark Side Anakin, and we already seen Dark Side Anakin on the sand in episode 3, and this figure is absolutely off the charts right now. I can bring this up onto
didn't
the
we
screen.
See one sell for almost didn't we see one that almost sold for $1,000?
Well, here's one $789, $790, not including the $130 in shipping. So really, that's $830. That's $890 because the $130 in shipping is outrageous. So if you're buying that here without that type of, that is absolutely insane.
That come in a gold encrusted box for $130.
No, and even before that one left there, you could just see here from still going back almost 9 days ago now. $800, $795, excuse me, with 29 bids. This figure right now, dude. Wow. So how much is enough where Hot Toys is going to say, look, we already they came out with the KX Enforcer droid so people could stop spending how much on K2SO. This was already seen in the Obi-Wan series.
Yeah.
So maybe they could they could make this a 2.0 just by saying Darth Vader instead of Dark Side Anakin because it's Darth Vader.
Yeah, this is good. I hope they don't before because I may be selling my Dark Side Anakin once I get it back after it's been fixed. But because I got a premium format statue I got to pay for.
Dude, you got to hold on to that. I can't give up my Dark Side Anakin. I just love that.
I'm getting Clone Wars Anakin though. It's perfect timing. It's coming with a vehicle.
That's so crazy.
But I am not surprised at this figure. Like this is, as you always pointed out, this was a dark times figure. I think you should just call like the original trilogy the Dark Times Hot Toys figures or something. It is a stunning figure. It's a wonderful sculpt with it. The dark side eyes, like even though that one moment where you get to see him when he turns his head, he's hooded up, and we get to see all the bright yellow eyes and stuff like the Emperor's. That is such an awesome moment. Like that was a moment we were waiting two and a half movies for, basically. But yeah, but this is even you got to admit for how popular this figure has been. That's an insane amount for one. I mean, being willing to pay almost $800 for a solo. I mean, there are people who have hard time spending on some of the 2-packs, around that amount of money.
I think the craziest thing about this figure specifically was how unwanted it was the entire time it was up for sale.
41 bids. Jeez.
But this one I put up here, Fabio, as you continue. Yeah, geez. This one's actually the regular Anakin.
Yeah.
Just going for freaking 691. But go ahead, Fabio.
Well, no, so that's what makes it crazy to me. You know, the Dark Side, when it came out, it wasn't popular at all. It was an exclusive, I remember, and a Toy Fair exclusive at that. And I remember that it was up for sale for a long time. And again, to see it turn around like this started being this way after, you know, this figure was out for sale. I don't know exactly what it was that caused the figure to blow up, but to me, again, that is the craziest turnaround, because again, this figure, I guess, again, because of the prequels, nobody really liked them, so they were like, I don't really need this, but amazing figure.
You know, one of the things, it's a good thing that you brought that up about what turned it around. One of the hypotheses that I have, Joao, is the fact that people started to realize, I think when this first happened, not only was it the dark times like Lane and Fabio were talking about, but they weren't really putting together that this was the first iteration of the Dark Lord of the Sith. It's really not Anakin. It does look like Anakin. It's supposed to look like Anakin from the movie. It looks just like him. He just basically turned into Darth Vader, basically, buddy, you know, right after that scene with the Emperor right here. He's supposed to look just like that, because that's where he becomes Darth Vader.
Exactly, and I think you are completely right on that. And I think this figure have everything for a reissue in a 2-pack. I see,
like the Nightmare Batman. So you're going like the Nightmare,
something like that. Either a Dark Side Anakin and Vader, either two Anakins, the Light Anakin and Dark Side Anakin. I'm seeing these as a 2-pack easily done by Hot Toys.
So you could see, like, from Obi-Wan, maybe that this could be like,
yeah, because in Obi-Wan, you already have that. I don't know. I would say 2 seconds that Obi-Wan have that vision of Anakin, and that Anakin that you see is not the dark side one; it's the light Anakin. He doesn't have the red eyes. He's the normal one.
What you say, it's funny you say that, because what I had talked to, you know, with Aries about was definitely a reissue of an Anakin with, you know, I would make it a DX with 2 head sculpts, light and dark, different hairstyles, give them, you know, the arms, give them a nicer base, but I would make that a 1 figure 2 head sculpt DX package, 100%.
Yeah, but like that, you will be limited, because you will either can pose him as dark side, either can pose
not necessarily, because that means that which one do you like more? Do you like light side or dark side Anakin? Now it's up to you. Oh, do you like them both? Well,
by 2.
You get another one, and that's what Hot Toys gives you what they give you.
What if they, Fabs, what if they did something like, you know, they did with Ares, like they've done with the Batman, where there's 3 different SKUs, where they might have a Vader, which is the normal Vader, then they have a deluxe one, which could be like the 2-pack, which is like an Anakin with a dark side, light side, and that Vader, and then maybe they had it with something else attached to it or something like that, like how they did the Batman with the bat signal and the deluxe.
I think the reason why they wouldn't do something like that with Star Wars is because, you know, even though between us, that would be great, but I think overall it wouldn't be a good move. Like, for example, I don't think that an Anakin is more popular than a Batman. It may be for us, but it's not worldwide. So they'll give you more variety with a character like Batman. But something like this, you know, like I said, to me, a DX would be perfect. A sick base would be perfect. 2 head sculpts, you know, all the accessories that you got from the light and dark side Anakin. Give us a different base, and there's a perfect DX. And like I said, like Joao said, you know, what if you want to have both? Then you get 2 DXs. What's the problem with that?
No, you can. I mean, it's a good point. You're all 3 of you are making. Either way, I look at it like this. This thing going for now We're going to check out where this is in a Target Invader on the market value chart at 6scalecantina.com. But this thing getting close to breaching the $800 tier range, a DX or a 2-pack is going to be way, way cheaper than $900 or $1,000 or $1,100 or this is selling for at the moment, guys.
Yeah, you can see a comment from the clone collector is saying, you know, someone who paid $1,200 for Darkseid Anakin.
That's and I see that.
$1,200.
I got it from Single Songwriter just a few days ago, showing me where he saw one sell for $900, not including shipping. So it's hot. So you come out with a DX, a super DX with this. I mean, even if they were like, oh, it's $400. Well, really, you want to get this one? It's $1,000. So
yeah. It makes sense. Think about this. We've gotten 2 Anakins so far, right? Light side and dark side. They see how expensive they're going for, right? So now you really have to pick. Do I want the light side or the dark side, right? Hot Toys to come in, give us a figure, a DX, 300 plus, 400 plus, still be cheaper than this, and you get a DX figure, which is obviously the best of the best of the best that you could get. So Hot Toys will make their money, and we get to save a lot of money because we don't have to spend money like this. So it's 100% coming.
Joao, that's a great point. Can you even imagine if Fabio was hitting it there with a DX, getting 2 head sculpts, and it actually will have, if it's a DX, rolling eyes function? You talk about it being a 2.0. I'm not saying that the values of these wouldn't tank. I think it would go down. But, man, Hot Toys could come right in and go, man, here you go, rolling eyes function. You get one whole kit. Make him look like regular Anakin, make him look like Darkseid. Holy smoke, baby.
Yeah.
I just spilled my coffee.
Yeah, holy smoke, I need to get 2, right?
and remember that Hot Toys is giving us rolling eyes without having the figure being branded a DX.
Yeah.
So that's a possibility as well,
Oh, goody. It means we could get a DX Deluxe because we need more Deluxe to confuse us.
Oh, man.
Oh, my. We're going to take a look at where this is within the secondary market, but that would be crazy either way where this goes. You're not diverging from here. This is kind of where I was going with this before we look at the values. Primox with the $2.50 super chat. Thank you so much for the support. He said not to diverge. Well, you're staying right on it. Right on it. Unbox my Anakin from Clone Wars today. Wow. And I will tell you right now that Fabio and I are going to be doing up here coming up very soon a dual unboxing where he's going to do his Anakin with the snap, and I'm going to go ahead and do an older figure which I haven't unboxed yet, my Chirrut Deluxe.
Oh, you're going to open him finally. Nice.
Yeah,
I know you have been super excited for that figure.
Absolutely. And I figured people, when they're able to see, okay, let's see one of the newer figures. Let's see a Grail. We'll do it both at the same time. But look, this is very interesting staying with this Anakin because the Clone Wars Anakin lane is having no effect on these figures. None. However, though, the Clone Wars Anakin is doing absolutely phenomenal. And even if I'm going to pull up one of the Hong Kong resellers here. Just go to Toys Wonderland. You can go ahead and take a look. And these are all selling like eBay on crazy. And you can see these prices right now. Forget about you see that they have a Darkseid Anakin themselves.
I think we're kind of blocking them.
$900. But yeah, let me raise that up. Sorry, as I talk there. There you go. Can you see that now? Yep. Yeah, there you are. Let's kind of raise that up.
There we go.
There we go. But man, these prices on here. And what's interesting about these, because this just came out, when you click on not even a special edition, on the regular edition, for this Anakin and the Stap that I was just talking about that Fabio's going to do with me with the Chirrut, there's not even an option on this one where so many other figures there are. None of these Anakins have a second batch. It's interesting to me. It's just, this is it. And I don't know. I mean, I think that this is going to be highly sought after in the secondary market whenever they run out. And I don't know how many of these at the Stap they made, honestly. I don't think that they made 40,000.
Not many.
I was going to say, using this example specifically, for people who are scared or afraid that they're going to miss out on the vehicles that were just announced with those troopers, this is going to be the same exact thing as this. So you're going to have your Anakin with the staff, which obviously it's a vehicle, and you have obviously Anakin on his own. People think that the vehicles that were just announced with the troopers, that's the only way you could get them. Yes, right now it is, so they could get that money with those pre-orders. But eventually you're going to be able to order them just the vehicle or just the figure. So don't freak out.
But this is real interesting here. I don't think, no, that's a good point there, Fabio. Absolutely, totally agree that's coming. I don't think they made that many of these, but it was interesting here, and it could change. I know we're talking about it backstage. I mean, they could come up with a second batch, a third batch. So many figures are. This one here, this just came out. I'm only seeing this with all the Anakins. I don't know if they're done, and whenever they move out, which who knows when they're going to be.
Well, I could tell you that they made more of him alone than him with the stop, so that would make sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, and I mean, this is a deal right here, guys. Because this, you could get this to get the dark side Anakin. It's going to cost you double this, and you get this vehicle.
And you can get the special edition with the extra poncho. Is in stock right now from Sideshow. So it's one you can't actually get. Like you guys would say, that's if he goes for $800, even with shipping and tax, you're still going to be paying almost half the amount. And I think you guys would probably agree that none of these, the light side Anakin and dark side Anakin might affect each other a little bit since they're pretty much almost the same figure, except for some of the additions in the head sculpt, slightly different. But like this thing is whether you have him by himself or with the staff, all the Anakins are unique enough where they will probably, what would you guys say, have their own vector for how their pricing is going to be. Dark side Anakin will probably be still the highest, of them, because he's just going to be he's kind of up there, and it's probably the lead, is just going to be the hardest to get because he's a little bit older versus say like Clone Wars. But they'll each have their own vector where they probably aren't going to diminish each one's value because they're unique enough, either how they look or what they come with and such. At least that would be how I would look at it.
Joao. No, it's a good point, Lane, and we're gonna. I agree. I think that at the end of the day, this Anakin is going to be a high riser and worth a lot within the secondary market when it's all said and done. Joao, interesting. Your thoughts on this? Obviously, a lot of people going to this not affecting at all. It's having the adverse effect. Actually, the Anakins on the secondary market, as we've just been talking about, through the roof. This one seems to be selling really well. Not much of a discount anywhere on these, but it's interesting, and I know that you're in China over there, Joao. I don't really see with this one, and even the Ahsoka. I'm going to bring up the a second batch bending. I feel like that this is it. Or
no, actually, and I can go back to other ones. There was Anakin with the step and the regular one, Ahsoka, Darth Maul, Moff Gideon, Jango Fett.
Moff Gideon there is for sure, right?
Moff Gideon no, there's here was only one batch.
Really?
They deliver all in one batch.
So will they do more? Figures. Do you think? Do you think they'll do more, or what do you think here?
I don't. At least for a year, they will not do more. That's what it is. If there is one batch, there is one batch. That's what they deliver. Because for other figures, they always say how many batch there are and how many delivered. For example, for Mark 85 Battle Damage, they are delivering now the 9th batch of 15th. They always say which batch, how many still left. And for these ones, they said there's only one batch. Everything is delivered already. So that's it. There's no more than that. But as for your question, I don't think that this one can be used as a replacement for the Return of the Sith versions. They are different from different series and they fit in different sides of collections. So I think this one will keep sell well and will not affect anything. It haven't affect anything about the price of the other one. They are different and they are not the same one.
Yeah, real interesting. And then Fabio, going back to you, a lot of different thoughts over here. Do you feel like this one, that's not having no effect at all? None, zero goose egg effect with the regular Anakin and with the new Anakin. Yet this one performing, it seeming like anyway, really well. I don't know. I guess nobody really knows how many of these that they made. It's looking like here. It's not going to be like buku millions. I know that this figure by itself anyway was not one that was, trending really high, pre-order wise, but right now it's like through the roof. It's interesting to me. I think at the end of the day, Fabio, where do you see this in 2 years, 3 years in the secondary market? Is it going to be buy those Anakins, be a $400 figure, $500 figure by itself? Could it be more? Could the one with the stat be like where the Darth Maul DX-17 is with the speeder bike, 600? What do you think?
Absolutely. Anything, we've seen the pattern. Every time something sells out, naturally, it just happens to increase in price. This is a first time release as well. This Anakin with this outfit, with this vehicle, so it has its own place in the market. 2 years from now, this will be, over $1,000, $1,200, easy. Until obviously there's a reason to knock it down, which I doubt there's ever going to be a reason to. Same thing with like we just talked about dark side and light side Anakin. As of this moment, there has Hot Toys has not released or announced anything that will take that place. That's where they're there at that price. The moment they release any type of reissue 2.0 or DX for an Anakin, those figures will definitely take a tank, or at least stop increasing in value.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, Pribox, thank you so much. You definitely were diverging. We're talking all about Anakin in here. With 70 in here, did you smash the like button yet, baby? Let's go ahead and go. Let's go to somebody's comments before I continue on with some of these here, putting these up onto the screen. El Profesoro Mario still in the house saying, I think it was the dark side Anakin was a simple case of FOMO. Collectors had their orders canceled when it was waitlisted because Sideshow sold more than what they had. Good point. Bringing up more over here. Clone Collector says, I know someone who paid $1,200 for a dark side Anakin. Yeah, I'm so glad that I didn't. I paid.
I can imagine why you'd be saying that.
I got mine for $400 all in, ship, taxes, everything. So that was really good when I got mine. And to me,
how much did you pay?
$400 all in.
Oh, that's
ship,
not bad.
Taxes, everything. No. That's still high, but then forget about now.
Well,
now
it's high. It's high because you got it after it was sold out, but you didn't get it now sold out. You got it soon. You got it soon after it sold out.
El Professor also says here, Fabio point that we were pissed when they released Anakin. Because should have given us a dark side head sculpt or a 2-pack. Yeah, I remember that. And now we're talking about them doing it now with the rolling eyes. So, boy, that would go crazy in the market. Crazy.
Yeah. Especially, knowing how. I mean, my favorite Anakin is dark side Anakin, specifically because of the eyes, how red and that reddish glow. If they give us rolling eyes with those eyes, forget it.
Forget it. And look what Bugman says here. I ordered that knockoff third-party dark side Anakin with rooted hair for $170 on the way. Take that, Queen.
Wait a minute. You're talking the one that looks like Anakin, the Backstreet Boys edition?
Yeah,
the Backstreet Boys.
Yeah. No. That'd be a hard pass for even $90 for that figure.
Single Songwriter says in here, I got Clone Wars Anakin without the stab. It ships tomorrow. That's awesome. That's awesome, baby. Can't wait.
I got to get a second one. I'm getting a second Anakin as well. So I got one with the stop, and I'm waiting to order the second one with, the second one deluxe with the points. I got like over $3,000 worth in points that I never used, so I started using them.
71 in here. Go smash the like button. You are watching the Market Chart Show live with the Dark Jedi, Fabio, Lane, Big Breda. Make sure you subscribe to these guys. Listen, everybody, while you're hitting that like button, don't forget, I have the link to Fabio. I have the link to Big Breda within the video description below. And don't forget, Lane, just remember to just keep subscribing to Big Scale
you have
Cantina because he's
you
a
have to-
neighbor of the Cantina.
You have to include Lane in that comment. I have the link for Lane's address. No, okay.
Why am I suddenly feeling a little nervous right now?
Lane, I mean, we know you. I know where you are on Tattooine. Aren't you right next to Watto's flea market? I'm pretty sure.
Hold on, guys. I'll be right back.
And especially now everyone knows you have a PS5. They are hard to find.
They're coming to get it. See, he's hiding it now. He's like, oh, they saw it.
So Fabio, I want to talk to you about this one. Pull it up on the same website here, and you can see very competitive. 280, but not another batch on this, guys. Fabio and Joao. And Fabio, I think we were talking a couple weeks ago when you were looking at like the 501sts going out. I think we can anticipate Rex is probably going to be one of the next ones that'll go.
Yep.
How much longer do we have on Ahsoka? And what I'm saying is, do we have like till 2023 for this figure? Or does this looking like I don't see another batch that?
No, this is in my opinion, this is going to be definitely over. It's going to be over before 2023. Again, females, they don't make a lot. This female specifically was a super hot seller. We waited so long for her. She was delayed forever, it felt like. So is she going to last much longer? I don't know. I doubt it. Don't forget the DX is coming. I'm not comparing them at all. You can't compare those two figures at all. They're completely different figures, two different looks, styles, everything. Will one help the other? I'm hoping that once the DX comes out, it'll help the sales for this one. But who knows?
Yeah, Joao, talk to me about this one here. I mean, you're in China over there. I don't know if they're making any more of this. I don't see. I mean, that doesn't mean that there won't be another batch, but looking like here, it's been out for a little bit. I don't see another price for another batch that's cheaper.
Yeah, interesting that Ahsoka is one of those cases that until now still not raise up too much in price, but the quantity of the stock is not high. In Hong Kong, I know the stock is low at this moment too. But I believe that some people, they went with the pre-order for the Mandalorian one, and maybe they thought, maybe that one is enough, and probably this one will sell out soon, and then will start to rise up in prices like crazy, and then everyone will want the Clone Wars Ahsoka Tano, because it happens many times. You prioritize one and ditch the other, and then 1 year in time you think back and I need that one from Clone Wars. Let me pay $500 for it.
That happens all the time.
Yeah, and Lane, I was talking about this to Joao's point some months ago and last year, that I felt like when they blew everybody away last year, I think it was in April, when they went ahead and officially announced and put up the Rosario Dawson Ahsoka Tano, right on the heels of this. Like, what are they doing? I said to myself, I wonder if the production that they were going to do on this in the long run would ultimately wind up being lower than maybe what they were anticipating because of both of those. But that's interesting with Joel's comments on, getting close to running out down over there. What do you think about this one?
Well, considering she's going to be charging for me finally on Tuesday, I'm totally excited to be getting her. But I know you had mentioned, before you thought this one was maybe the original production was probably going to be down because a lot of people are just going to want the live action version of the character probably more than the animated. So I can see her probably selling out. Now it might be a little bit because I wouldn't be surprised if there were more orders for her in the United States and stuff for that figure versus probably over in China or even the Hong Kong market. So here it might take a little bit. But do I think she's going to be in stock? We're going to be talking like the Clone Troopers were, recently, took a year later and then they had to be like 15% off for her to sell out. No, I think the Rosario probably took a chunk out of her pre-orders and stuff, or people who were thinking about it. They thought it might be the own Ahsoka. Because remember, isn't it a crazy thing? Just a couple of years ago, trying to find Ahsoka merchandise was pretty hard. And now they're now not just Rosario Dawson version. There's all kinds of Ahsoka stuff all over the place. You know, animated, live action. We got that sideshow statue coming, which is from her confrontation with Maul in Clone Wars season. So I mean, there's so much. You have more other than when that figure was first announced in 2020. People also have more options for trying to get what version they want of that character. In physical media.
It's going to be interesting with that one for sure. Let's go ahead and fill up table 77. We got 70 in here. We got to fill this up because this is what's going to happen now.
This is where the fun begins.
Wait, I thought, Lane, we were already having fun.
Oh, yeah. Well, hey, sorry, by the way, I had to disappear there for a second. But
no.
This showed up.
I thought you were getting your address to show in here. Anyway, let's pull this up on the screen.
Look at Lane with the
here is the Mandalorian Season 2 Transport Trooper.
Wow.
You got the 1/6 titty. Unbelievable.
That is so immature, Mr. Fabs.
Lane, we're gonna do a double unboxing too, right? We're gonna do one.
Yeah, at some point.
We should do one. Yes, with me, you, we should do one all together.
Fabs, how can you make such comments, like such crude comments, when we are in the company of such distinguished gentlemen and stuff?
Look at the box. Look at the box.
I know. It looks like it says double T. But I'm saying we have such distinguished company. We should be refined like they are.
Did you use Purell before you touched that?
No. The person said, "Here, please sign this." I signed it.
You got COVID.
There it is. Purell, serving it up, baby. You got COVID.
Yeah. Well, here I can afterwards because I got some Purell right there in the back. See, Fab thinks he's the only one who's a Purell man, but guess what? I gotcha, Fab. You were wrong.
You also said distinguished gentlemen, so I have to go ahead and fill up table 77 again.
My powers have doubled since the last time we met, Count.
Good. Twice the pride, double the fall.
I think
that is
Christopher Lee.
That's one of my favorite Christopher Langs. This side of, anything he said is Saruman.
Saruman. Wizards that pale in comparison to this wizard.
They call him the Wizard.
The Wizard.
Not even in the same planet, baby. Come on. All right, so look, I'm talking about planets. Joao, ready. Brace yourself. Brace yourself, Joao. This is not Julio Iglesias that I'm going to be putting up on the screen. Rather,
another guy.
Oh my God! No way.
No. Wait. Now, what I want to show you here, it didn't sell yet. Okay, this is new, Fabio, new. But Joao, look, $990. Take a guess how many watchers already? 19 freaking watchers, and you've known all the Obi-Wans. I can put them up on the screen right now. But the number one biggest mover out of everything we talked about today, Joao, everything, on 6scalecantina.com on June 5th is Obi-Wan Kenobi. Any Obi-Wan Kenobi from Hot Toys for Star Wars, which is this, the non-deluxe and the A New Hope one. People are considering buying this for $1,000 nearly. Wow. So I wanted to save this for this part of the show. This figure right now is literally off the charts.
Nobody wants
No doubt. And it's interesting that actually this figure, it's already been up in price in here for some time, and now even worse. This figure is really expensive here, and as you can see, how much can a TV show influence as collectors? You have here 19 watchers. I guess half of them they already had the finger on buy it now, add to cart at least 3 times today.
Yeah.
Because it's the fear of missing out on this figure, and they know probably we will see not again the Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan. We will only see now from the new show. It's quite, yeah.
Go ahead.
I think it's quite possible that we will not see a reissue of the Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan. It's quite possible, and maybe this is the only one that Hot Toys ever released from that movie. So this price is crazy. Of course it is. Would I pay this money for this figure? No, but there are hundreds of people that would. That's why the prices are as they are.
And it's funny, it's exactly where you left off. People who purchase this are people who don't really know the market when it comes to Hot Toys. They don't really know Hot Toys, how they operate. They don't really know about reissues. They don't really know about 2.0s. Anybody involved in the hobby for a long time, I'm not saying that they won't pay these prices. That's not true at all, because people in the hobby right now will pay those prices. So that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is somebody that's been in the hobby for a long time would not be so quick to pull the trigger on something like this compared to somebody who just came in, it's really hyped up about the show, is a Star Wars fan. Oh my God, look at this figure. I really want it. This is why this happens. But people, another thing is people use, these high prices, and people who have been in the community for a long time look at these prices and go, wow, look at this ripoff, look at the scalper, look at this. That's fine because you're not going to buy it. But guess what? Somebody will buy it and they will make that money.
Definitely.
I would say people want this more because they'd rather have it over Hobo Bobo.
Well, he's a completely different figure.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
The new Obi now has longer beard, longer hair.
Yeah.
So they're I think it was Eric who said they'll never reissue this. They'll never.
There's one way I could see they could reissue this possibly.
How?
Maybe not exactly with the extra, but more like maybe the regular version.
How?
Do not forget, in Obi-Wan Episode 2, the image they were using for like putting the bounty out was literally his Revenge of the Sith fix.
Yeah, true, but that's not.
I just think Hot Toys, but when I put it beyond the realm of I'm mostly kidding with this, but
but anything's that's the thing.
They showed that face, and that might all they could take to say
exactly. No, anything's possible. But again, the reason why I personally would think that they're not reissuing this is because of the fact that he's completely different. He looks completely different now. So obviously, we may get, and there's a possibility that with the new figure, why not? Why can't they give us a second head sculpt? So, for example, this head sculpt as well, to get both looks, to get the old look, which is this one, and then to get the new look with the new head sculpt. That's a possibility as well. So who knows? Yeah,
I just think that because I overall like the tailoring and stuff on this figure. I don't particularly myself like the head sculpt. I don't think the head sculpt's that good with it. If a lot of times
this figure,
this particular one, I don't think the head sculpt's that great. Like it's not. What I mean is it's an 8.5 out of 10. I consider the Anakin, both Anakins, like a 9.5 out of 10 because I consider them brother figures.
Right.
But they came out at the same time. Like if we always talk about with Hot Toys that the head sculptor would make. Sorry. Okay. No, go ahead.
No, but why would they do you think they will reissue now with with anniversary coming in just 3 years, the 20th anniversary of the Return of the Sith? Maybe they could wait for that time.
Yeah. No, I don't think they would. But,
no, I was going to say, don't forget that, any moment that Hot Toys sees a figure going super expensive, they'll come after it at some point, no matter what it is. They'll come after it. So, there's a possibility that they could reissue this, or you really want to kill this figure, give us a new figure with this same head sculpt, and there you go. They'll never need this one ever again.
Yeah, that makes sense when you say it, because remember, not too long ago we just got the Bespin Luke, like out of the blue, like
that's what I mean.
Okay, like just like what Bespin Luke is out. It's like wait, what?
Yeah.
I remember Aries was like, yay, but also Aries was going yay, but also a little confused at the timing at the same time.
No, and the fact that, like I said, they'll give you 2 head sculpts. What are you going to do? If you don't have this one, you're going to buy a second figure. So now you have, both looks with Obi. So, it's, and the fact that they're giving us, constant, double hair sculpts, different looks for the figure. It's only going to make you want to buy multiples.
Yeah.
And look up, OG fan, they already showed the duel on Mustafar in flashbacks on Kenobi. So both Darkseid Anakin and Revenge of the Sith Kenobi are good for a reissue. That's a good point. I know that I stepped away for a minute, brewing up some more coffee, but I think that either way, some of this stuff can go. Bugman also says flashback is the way they reissue. And then the Thor says, guys, for almost 1K, I'm going to try and get Ewan McGregor in person. Let's fill him up at table 2, baby.
This drink, I like it.
I know, it's great, right?
Another.
All right, so Fabio, Lane, I was away. Both, just tell me real quick in a recap. Are we going to get another Obi-Wan Revenge of the Sith or no?
No, that's not fair. You got to replay the show. No, I'm kidding. I say, so what I had said was, if they decide to come up with this figure again, it's going to be from the Obi-Wan show. The smart way for Hot Toys to kill this figure, like I was telling you guys, was, to give us this head sculpt, the new head sculpt, and you'll never need, this figure ever again. And there goes the market for that one.
Yeah, my response was, I said, I just pointed out, mostly kidding, but they did use his, this look from Revenge of the Sith when they sent the bounty out in episode 2. So, like, Hot Toys sometimes doesn't need very much to have an excuse for doing something. So it could just be, well, hey, there's a head sculpt. We're head sculpt company. Let's put it out again, but I don't think they will.
Yeah, real interesting. Joao, your thoughts on this Obi-Wan in general? Are we getting a reissue, not a reissue? I mean, I think probably they can do a couple of creative things here with this, but there's so many other Obi-Wans coming. And I still think we're going to get the Attack of the Clones Obi-Wan, though, Joao. The one for the 20th packaging, right?
Yeah, I think it would make more sense to release the Attack of the Clones one, since we are now on the anniversary time. And if they want to reissue this one, wait for the Return of the Sith, the anniversary. It will happen in 2 years.
Yeah, it's not that far away.
Yeah.
Well, right now, going to the market value chart, as you all see on the screen over here, on the up on the top. Let's go through some of these figures, and I'll leave Thor's funny comment up there for almost 1K. I'm going to get Ewan McGregor in person. And you can see right here, the number 1 figure, I just have to fix the website. It's Hot and Chewy at $1,002. It sorts it out with the 9, so I just got to fix that. But you can see the number 2 figure, even though it's number 1, guys. Tarkin and Vader, we were talking about that earlier. Just $4 away, Lane, from also cracking the $1,000 tier range, a la this banner called Uncharted Territory, which I think we've all been talking about today. Wow. We may be getting another Hot Toys release that may crack and make history, the $1,000 tier range average with Tarkin and Vader. Are you shocked, Wayne?
No, I mean, we were talking just last week and stuff. I think these classic 2-packs and stuff, because we're never going to see them as obviously the same thing probably as the 2-packs, even if we see characters individually released like Tarkin. But that's, Han and Chewie. Obviously, we haven't had a Han in a long time, so we really want more of Han and Tarkin and Vader. I think Tarkin's the one who makes that 2-pack, and we haven't had any reissues of him. So I think that explains to me 4 well-known characters, original trilogy. The one that makes me kind of pause is how there's snow troopers. It's O2 and then snow troopers.
That
up
Snow
there.
Trooper 2-pack, though, buddy. I mean, I know we talk about, like I said, and you know, like I said, Hot and Chewy is number one. Just a little glitch over here, but just $4 away for Targeted Vader. But I'm telling you, as more data comes in with that 2-pack for the Snow Troopers, and Fabio and I were talking about this, that Snow Troopers Battlefront 2-pack rivals these two all the time. Sometimes even sells more. As crazy as that is, that Snow Trooper freaking 2-pack for Battlefront is off the charts. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's kind of. I know it's. I just look at that. I just have to point it out because is that we've got, you know, it's one thing when you talk about Han Chewie or Tarkin Beta, like those are main characters. Well, however many movies they were in, and then Snow Troopers, and a video game 2-pack at that too for one that wasn't very well received, actually back in the day. So,
well,
but those 2-packs, man, those 2-packs, you know, they're. I don't know about these, but when they originally came out necessarily, but they look like great values these days. You know, if you had gotten them back in the day now.
All those troopers, Lane, that they reissued a Death Watch, a trooper, not the Death Watch, the what do you call those? The
Death Troopers,
the Death Troopers, the
there's Death and Dark.
Death. Well, dark, the Death and the Dark. The Death one's what I'm talking about. You talk about the tank troopers, you talk about the shore troopers. How long is it going to be, guys? I mean, every time a snow trooper sells, and forget about the ESB labeled one, which it seems like no one, it must have came out during the dark times. How long before we get another one of that? Because every time those go, they go over $600. It's crazy. Crazy. It's crazy. So I think we're going to be getting a snow trooper eventually soon. We have to. We have to be.
And there's our boy Anakin. Poof.
No, there's the dark side Anakin continuing to go down on the screen. $778. Fabio, going into that, the dark side Anakin just, you know, $22 away from cracking the $800 tier range. I was just saying, while you stepped away for a second, a Targeted Vader is just $4 away from joining Han and Chewie, making history. Another Hot Toys release, possibly $4 more can crack the $1,000 average mark here. Holy smoke, baby! I mean, absolutely insane.
Speak, Fabio.
Oh, you were asking me? No, So, you know, my thing is with these figures is any chance that Hot Toys has the opportunity to give us something that they know, number one, will sell, because that's the most important thing. You know, we always talk about, you know, we want, but that's just us. You know what I mean? There's an entire world that they got to provide with things that they have to make money on. So, you know, that's when it gets tricky with them, because obviously we don't know how they think. We don't know how they come up with ideas to give us figures, certain figures. But specifically speaking about the way they went about the Attack of the Clones line, that and that to me shows where they're going, you know, meaning in the future, because by them saying Attack of the Clones, episode 2, here you go, leaves that line wide open to anything. Therefore, that can happen with every single other movie, and so that's why it's tricky with the way they operate, and that's where we can't pinpoint every move that they make, which I don't mind, because it's more fun for us to try to guess than automatically always know, oh, this one's next. You know, it's not exciting, in my opinion, at least.
Yeah, no, totally agree. And you see, like the dark side Anakin we were talking about as well, $778, as I mentioned, is $22 away from cracking the $800 tier range. There's that animated Boba Fett you were talking about, Lane.
I need
steady
it
right now. $709 steady. It's a hefty price for a figure, dude.
Yeah,
wow.
Anybody who's looking to get rid of one, you know, or trade, I have plenty to trade. If you want to get rid of yours, you know, please, I need it. Thank you.
Yeah, you have every figure known in the galaxy, and I know that's the one that you just don't got there, buddy.
I don't know.
You know that
what happened?
That Boba Fett animated, you cannot find it here, but there are 2 listings in the marketplace here of 2 people that want to buy, and they are offering $735 for him.
Nowhere near
Wow.
close.
They want to buy
Yeah, they're not
for
getting
that
it.
price,
They're
and
not
they,
getting it for that price.
they are not
That
getting it.
that was the one figure I would trade Darkseid Anakin for is Boba Fett animated.
Ooh.
That's a fair
Well,
trade.
you know, here's the thing, though. I mean, people have asked me all the time, guys, will we ever get a Boba Fett animated? And here's what I say. They don't just have to put out this special packaging for anniversaries. I think that you may start seeing in the future, it's possible anyway, some packaging just to commemorate some of these novelty items. You know, you see Black Series now coming out with like droids packaging, you know, for these 6-inch figures, or, you know, Power of the Force, or, you know, one of these things to commemorate that. This animated from, you know, the droids line or the holiday special. I could see them doing that with a box. I mean, crazy, but you never know. There's so many ways that they could do that they could capitalize at that. But here's the Obi-Wan Deluxe. MMS 478, 629, and rising. So who on this panel thinks that this will crack the $700 tier range before this series is over? What do you think?
Quite possible.
Crazy.
Maybe. That's hard. That's hard. I to say over $700. That seems like it's kind of the grail, you know, maximum grail, tier ceiling there. Like that's
wait until that the one we saw just now, the listing you show us just now. What was the price at listing with 19 watchers?
900, 990. Yeah. I mean, they're selling like that. They're selling a ton. That's why these are going up. And you're not even, I mean, it's just as more data comes in. I mean, look at this, guys. When you go down to the Grand Moff Tarkin we were talking about at the beginning of the show, and now the other Obi-Wan, and I can pull up stuff. I mean, Obi-Wan and New Hope, again, no relevance yet to this show. It doesn't matter. And right now it's showing 598 and steady, but it actually is trending up. So we got an arrow on there, but both of these at 598. I got to put an arrow on there. What do you guys think? $2 away from 600 on both of these. I showed you the Grand Moff Tarkin, how that's moving. I mean, probably going to crack it and enter the $600 tier range, guys. That's crazy.
The Obi-Wan, the new Hope, I completely believe it will. I don't see Hot Toys doing a reissue anytime soon. And everyone will want this Obi-Wan. After this, you will see the hype is already there. We are in the middle of the series. Let all the episodes wrap up. If this is a success as we imagine it will be, you will see that this will go through the roof.
So you don't think a reissue? Like, look here, back from just the end, a few days ago.
Bids.
$670, guys.
Oh, not even a week ago.
Yeah. No reissue? You sure, Joao? Are you sure?
No, I'm not saying there will not be a reissue. I'm saying at this moment now, maybe they will not reissue it now.
Well, you know that they will, Joao, right? For the
they will. But that'll
they
will
be
not only this one,
right?
Not only this one, but other characters as well, for sure. With the improved that sculpt and so on, they will do it again. And quite possibly we will see Obi-Wan. I guess we will see Obi-Wan in this series, maybe the last confrontation with Vader, probably with some outfit similar as this one, with his robes, something like that.
Well, because he got burned, right? And so he has to change, right?
Yeah. You need to change. You cannot use the burn. You are all burned.
But that's a battle damage figure right there. Fabio, you were talking about that. We didn't even
imagine?
Get that's a battle. We didn't even talk about
Obi-Wan in flames.
But seriously, that is like a battle damage version right there that they could come up with before even the next lightsaber duel battle, right?
They could give you a burnt arm, where he was on the side, so they could give you the whole side of his outfit burnt off, a little battle damaging on the arm. That would be a very basic, easy figure to make, and people would definitely buy that.
78 in here. Go ahead and smash the like button. You are watching the Market Chart Show live here. We got Fabio. We've got Lane. We have got Big Breda. The links to their channel, all within the video description below. Make sure you subscribe to these guys. Fabio, you surprised on this one? I mean, all the OTs. I could bring up Leia. I just saw a Han that sold the other day for $750 from A New Hope, not the Stormtrooper one, the other one. Didn't even get into that, but I mean, you know that they're going to do Fabio with the 50th anniversary. Like Joao and I were saying, hey, 5 years, whatever that is. But are they going to? I don't know. I wonder if they will do something with this mold, get more mileage out of it. It's so high.
Yeah, eventually they definitely will. Whenever, like you said, any anniversary that makes sense for them to reissue something like this, they will. They got better material now. The head sculpt is most likely going to be, 99.9% better than this, even though this one's great. Still till today, it looks amazing. So yeah, this is coming, and it'll be, again, not a straight reissue, but a 2.0, completely updated.
Before we get to you, Lane, putting this up in here, Riley's Reviews is in the house. What are the Wonder Twins? And saying hello to the Bugman and everyone else. Good to have Riley in here. And Primetime Reviews is in the house. What's up, my guys? Sitting by the pool, enjoying the show. Fill me up in Camino. We could certainly go ahead and fill you up in Camino. Let's.
Unbelievable. Always in the pool.
Yes, well, that's where I need to go. I need to go into the pool. Let's go ahead and fill him up, baby. Let's fill him up with this one.
Real classy, Brandon. Real classy.
I would love exactly like this when Hot Toys announces a character that no one is asking for, but I need it. I need a Freck.
A Babu Frick?
Freck.
Like, what do you mean, Babu Frick with C-3PO?
No, Freck. That alien, that monster. That
from Obi-Wan Episode 3.
Drives Obi-Wan and Leia. I need that.
That character turned kind of weird.
What is it, a seal face or something?
I need that. I don't know. I will pose him with the frog lady together. They will look amazing.
Freck's a sneaky guy.
So
yeah,
here's a comment from Single Songwriter, though, guys. He says, Ewan McGregor dressed as Alec Guinness by the series finale for sure. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, that's what I said. I think that makes total sense.
Absolutely.
And it will bring a lot of emotions to the Star Wars fans, and will be. I think makes sense, and they want to play with the emotions for everyone. They are trying to do this since the first episode. They are trying to remind you of things here and there, putting up Easter eggs here and there, and I think this will be quite obvious if they don't do it.
But we may get a 2 We may get a season 2. So are they going to show with the Rose, or are they going to show him this age though?
That's what I was going to say.
That they will show that they may not show you everything by the end. I think they'll show you in these robes. How aged will they get if they're going to do another season or spin-offs of this? It'll be interesting to see. But if they
I didn't know that there will be a season 2. Is it confirmed?
No, I don't know if it's confirmed, but we were talking about it on the last show, and some people let me know in the comments. I think that
Hayden said he wants one.
Yeah, and the ratings are off the charts. And we've talked about this before, guys. Listen, when it comes to second seasons, Disney covers their butt with 84 in here. Smash the like button. They cover their butt by saying with all of these shows that they are a limited series. But with any one of these television shows, always how it goes. Always. You always read about it. Are they renewing? Are we going to get a season 2? We're going to get a season 3. Are we going to do this? They don't have to. When they actually say something's limited, Disney covers themselves with Star Wars and being like, well, we're not coming out with another season. We already said it wasn't limited. But they do that on purpose.
And that's the thing. That's where I was going. So, it would make logical sense for him to end up the series looking like this. 100%. So remember, he's got long hair now, so at some point he's got to cut it, right? So he's got to look like this. But going back to the whole season 2, season 3 stuff, this is where it gets tricky to determine where this is going, because if they do give us a second season, then there's no need for him to change into this so quickly. That should be at the end of whatever show he's going to be on. So let's say the last episode of Obi-Wan this season. Let's say there's no season 2. He should absolutely look like this. But if there's a season 2, why should he? Unless they're thinking of continuing his whole storyline looking like this, then that would make sense. So that's where it gets tricky for me.
Yeah, it's really interesting. 84 in here. Smash the like button. You're watching a very special market chart show here on a Sunday afternoon. Lane, Tanobo Ray says, do you think a possible new Kenobi figure would have his hobo or the Guinness outfit? I think this, Lane. I think, like Fabio was saying, and Joao, we're probably going to get multiple Kenobis. I don't think we're just going to get one out of the series.
Sure.
Yeah, I've been thinking. I mean, we're at min going to get the hobo look, like what you said the first half, which is not the one that I if they put it out.
Well, it's going to be a different look altogether. You know what I mean? Because again, if he goes back to looking like this, they're going to cut his hair short on the show. Right now, it's longer than usual. So you're going to have two different looks. Hopefully, you're going to have a long-haired Obi and then the regular short-haired Obi. That would be nice, at least.
Yeah, no. If they did him in the full jet light bite, where he finishes his journey at the end, where he becomes, his faith kind of in the Force and himself and everything is restored, and we see him in the full Jedi robes and stuff like the Alex Guinness ones, then I definitely think we would see at least those two figures. It's just hard to say. We're only halfway through the series now. I mean, and what we're going to get from the Obi-Wan series is a little hard to say, I think, at the moment. I mean, we know at least one Vader's coming. We're going to get at least one Obi-Wan, and we're probably going to get Reba as an action figure too.
So don't you say it makes sense if they give you Quill and the Blur will not give you Obi-Wan with the Yuppie?
Oh, that would be funny.
Bill, Joao, going to you. Bill asks, I think the real question is, how many figures will the Obi-Wan show generate overall? Now, that's interesting because we're seeing, I feel like to your point, the ratings are off the charts on this. So, I don't know, man. I mean, it's a really loaded question, but I really do think that with this show, we could potentially, Joao, be getting this a dozen times over. I mean,
definitely.
What do you? Yeah, talk to me about what you think. I mean, I think you're already going to get 2 Vaders and 2 Obi-Wans. That's 4 right there, but probably maybe even more. But you could say 4 right there, but that's not including anything else.
I mean, I'm seeing at least, I think at least 2 Obi-Wan, 2 Vaders. That's a given.
You're going to get the third sister, right?
Third sister, possibly Grand Inquisitor, the Grand Inquisitor too. And I think from the Inquisitors, I would want them all because they all look so good.
Yep. Yeah, and Fabio, I think you were saying that all 3 of them you thought they were going to put out.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they would make sense for them to give us the figures. Great figures. They look amazing. The accessories that they would come with. I love that. What is it? The fifth brother, the helmet, that hat thing. Super
it's like
cool.
Lord Raiden or Kung Lao. Yeah.
Kung Lao, exactly.
And the face, what toys would do that sculpt?
Everything about them, they're all really, really cool in their own way. So I would definitely hope that they make them. Absolutely.
Lane, what do you think? What would be your? I mean, I think it's hard to guess, but I think right there from what 3 of us were talking about, that's like 7, 8 figures right there.
And Leia, don't forget Leia. They maybe give you a Leia.
She's too much of a star, but I think they're going to have to pack her with something because they normally don't.
Maybe with Organa.
Yeah, I've been calling it. Everyone always.
Oh yeah, I know.
But
president of the Jimmy Smith's fan club, our Star Wars chapter.
Listen, you know it's coming, baby. Come on. I mean, how many things, Lane, does Jimmy Smith's have to be into for Star Wars before we get one?
You know, my
One
exact
Hot
response.
Toys look.
You know what my response to that would be?
Makes
Is how many
pancake?
movies does Wong have to be in before we finally get an MCU figure of Wong?
Well,
66.
He's coming. He's
He's
already
coming.
in 5, I think. So he's definitely coming at some point soon, very soon. And I think it's going to be from this movie, Doctor Strange.
Okay, well, it would be about time.
I agree too.
But see, my problem is I really just wanted from Shang-Chi just so we could get him with karaoke microphone. Because that's maybe my favorite Wong scene of the entire MCU. But for this one, I think at least probably separate SKUs, I would say at least 4. I think we'll at least have 2 Obi-Wans. We'll have Reva, and we're going to have Darth Vader. I think we're going to see 2 different Darth Vaders. I think we're going to see a regular version that'll remind us maybe a lot of the Rogue One. And I think we're going to have a DX one that'll have extra head sculpts or something.
But that's a given because they already show on Celebration.
I didn't say I wasn't hedging my bets or nothing, anything. But that's why, so I guess I would say if you look at it, I think we'll have at least 5 SKUs in total. But they've also but Hot Toys with just all the amount of figures they have and stuff, they have been somewhat usually limited on the Disney Plus series for the total number of figures that they put out. I mean, I know we're talking about
not on Mando, though, bro.
No, excluding Mando, but I mean, Book of Boba has not had that many. It's had Fennec and a droid, and then
that's coming though. They already teased Cobb Vanth, so and if they're doing Cobb, they got to do Cad because you got to have Cobb Vanth with Cad Bane. I mean, you just do. You do it.
I know. I'm just saying for what we've seen so far and everything, they felt limited in some of the earlier MCU series, like Hawkeye. We've just had Kate Bishop, and that took 6 months to finally get it out. Now I know Marvel is different than Star Wars. They're not apples and oranges to each other. But I'm being restrained on what I think Hot Toys figures from the Disney Plus because even some of the movies. The Disney movies, we haven't had a ton of figures for some of them. Like we've gotten 2, and then that's it. Or Moon Knight, we got 1. We got Moon Knight, that's it. But we'll see. I mean, if Obi-Wan is obviously doing as well ratings-wise and continues to do so, then obviously that means there is an audience for this. So I could see it being more like Breda, 5, 6, 7, 8 or something like that. But we'll see.
Look at this, Fabio. Good points there, Lane. Good for health says Ewan McGregor's hair is currently short. Maybe he cut it for the show. Oh, you have to wonder. I don't know. Those are always good things. You have to know when they stop filming, but I think
it's quite a long shot.
Yeah, but don't you think right there though, Joao, that probably maybe by the last lightsaber duel he's going to look different. Maybe I think he's going to get a haircut too. Personally, I think this is good for a good point by good for health. I really don't think he's going to look anything like the Obi-Wan we just saw in this episode this week.
I see that point. You will see a refreshed Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Right?
Because right now he's
a cleaner version.
Right.
A cleaner version, of course.
Well, that's 2 figures right there. The other thing is, are they going to do a quarter scale with this? Remember, they did the quarter scale Boba Fett. He did a quarter scale Mandalorian. This is their 3rd live action show with real actors in it. I mean, not animated. So you have to wonder, Joao, are we going to get a quarter scale Obi-Wan? That's another figure. And
but that's where I can see a Leia. It's in a quarter scale Obi-Wan with Leia. That's where I can see a Leia. Instead of releasing her a small Leia in 1/6 scale, I could see them doing a quarter scale. But just to go back there, now I lost my thought.
Ewan McGregor's hair being short. I think he's going to be short.
Because you were talking about season 2, and I was checking that. Seems there have been talks to changing the end of season 1, so they can do a season 2 because
that's what I said.
Because no doesn't matter what it's all about money, and Disney is seeing that they are having a huge rating. The ratings are so high with this season. If they can, they will squeeze these until they can squeeze more.
No, it's 100% true. As long as they can milk it, they will milk it, and that's why I'm saying, if it's only going to be one season, right, and this is the last episode, whatever, it would make sense for him to look like this, for Obi-Wan to end up looking like this, right? But if there's a second season, then there's really no reason, for him to look like this, unless during that first season they show us that he, refreshes himself, that he changes, that he, goes back to the original Obi-Wan with the power and all that stuff, not the guy running away right now.
So that means that it will mean that you will not see a Vader Obi-Wan in the first season anymore. They will prolong these.
Oh, correct. So that'll change as well. Exactly. So that's what it'll affect. Any extending it
You guys mean the lightsaber duel? They already said that's happening this season. They can't go back on their word. That's going to happen.
Doesn't he lie? I would be shocked by that.
Yeah, they have to do it. They have to do that. But that doesn't mean it has to end. And it doesn't mean that's the only lightsaber duel, because we already just had one this week.
Exactly. You are right. But you remember that Mandalorian is already signed for season 4, and the season 3 is still not start yet.
Well,
so.
And here's the thing: if they do a season 2, guys, and Lane, you could comment on this. Darth Maul, they can end this where not only is he dealing with Darth Vader, but Darth Maul can come in on the ending on this, for sure. Let me blow up. If you wanted to start getting into that, what do you got there, Fabio? Ooh, wow. So is that the picture of
So that's Cody. That's Cody and Obi, and then at the bottom is from the show. So they're showing you the 501st trooper with Obi when they met.
A lot of people ask me about that, guys, and Fabio, I'll stick with you on that one. Could we actually get that figure you just showed on your phone? They showed the KX Enforcer droid for 3 seconds. I don't know.
Well,
who'd buy it?
I would buy it in a
I'd
heartbeat,
buy it.
because
The head sculpt, yes, I'd buy it too.
Exactly. That's the only reason why. It would be another clone outfit with just a different head sculpt, bearded, Tamora Morrison head sculpt. Absolutely. The thing is, how would that even make sense to make that single figure just like that? You know what I mean? If it was for example, a Cody, then absolutely. You know what I mean? Because that would make more sense. But a random, 501st that's just there, that's why I don't think so. But I would definitely buy it.
Go ahead, Blaine. Go ahead.
Oh, no. Sorry, Eric. Make your...
No, go ahead, because I was going to another point anyway, but go ahead. Yeah, if you have something on that.
I just thought that was funny that was Tamora Morrison said that was the first time he actually ever wore clone trooper armor to film that scene. Since we saw his head on about 550 million of them in Revenge of the Sith. But I was going to say that scene for me with that clone trooper, though, I think is still one so far has maybe been the most emotionally resonant about how for the clone troopers, how they were just used as a kind of disposable, product basically by the Emperor and stuff. And so that they were used, helped kill the Jedi, and were just kind of replaced and forgotten about with their rapid aging just to die real quickly, Well,
look at this. You brought up Cody there, Lane, and Joao. Cody is on the move again. And you can just see here from the end of May, $440, not including the $13.33 in shipping. And Cody seems to be really, really on the move again. I've been noticing over the last few weeks. And you have to wonder, what's going on with this particular figure. I've always predicted all along that this figure would eventually, in time, not only breached the $450 tier range, but breached the $500 tier range. Very, very interesting here with this particular figure. Are you surprised that now, especially with the way that the clones are moving, you see the 501st going out? I think Rex is going to come out soon. That this figure is tracking up again.
No, I don't see the surprise. I see as normal. But Cody was never a figure that you ever saw below the market price.
No,
since release, never. Even here, that figure maintained the price, went up, and still up. It never went down. Here is going around. It depends. If some fluctuations, you have 390, 400, 380, but it's always around that.
And now, yep. No, go ahead.
No, you can go ahead. I have nothing more to add.
No, you're exactly right. And now showing signs over the last couple of weeks of actually breaking from that. You can see this here, Joao, with Fabio. 2 days and 7 hours left, and this is already has 39 bids. This is the new one. I know you're into the new one, guys. $400 with 39 bids and 23 watchers, Fabio.
Yeah, no, this figure's not going anywhere. And like I said, there's a huge possibility now that we may get a Cody reissue from the Attack of the Clones. That line is wide open. He was in it. Huge possibility. Obviously, they're going to tweak the outfit. They're going to tweak the head sculpt. But there's a huge chance he's coming. So these figures aren't going anywhere, at least for now.
No, I'm pulling this up, Lane, Cody, and then you can look at this listing here, and he's always right on from Hawk Wars Toys. Shout out to my man Ray from Hawk Wars Toys. Listing here for a Cody, $460. Of course, you can make an offer on it. Already 17 watchers, Lane, on this one, and Hawk Wars Toys does an amazing job with all the pictures and everything else with this particular figure. But this figure now again continually levels off, rises, levels off, rises, levels off. To Joao's point, Lane, never trended down, but now is starting to go up again. You surprised by this?
No. Cody, I think is. I still think. I mean, I know we're gonna have like Vaughn coming, which is almost exactly the same thing, different colors here later this year. But I think, obviously, because of he was the first start of Order 66, basically. Pretty much, he's the first thing, and just how just all of a sudden you're like, wait, what? He just fired, ordered to kill Kenobi. And you're like, what? He just, 5 seconds later kind of thing. Mm-hmm. This character, I always think, and in Clone Wars, was always one of the most interesting clones. I think he's got one of the coolest clone armors, and his colors and all that kind of stuff, very distinctive. The battle damage and wear on the armor, I think, still to this day for any of the current clones have been out, just like that. They just did the weathering so perfect. So I always figured he was. I don't know if I thought necessarily he was going to be $500, but I always figured he was going to be, probably at least $400 or more secondary market going forward, and probably would remain at least that or more, after he sold out. Did he sell out pretty quickly too? Relatively, like in 3 months or so, or less than that?
No, he took a bit.
He took 3.5 months actually, when I calculated it. It was 3.5 to 4.
Yeah, he wasn't very quickly.
Yeah.
Well, no, one thing I was going to say, it would have been for that scene specifically with the 501st. I think it would have been more meaningful, at least, if it would have been Cody purposely. Remember that Cody was, that was his boy. He was Obi was in charge of the 212th, I think. So that's why it would have been, to me, at least in my opinion, made more sense. The fact that Anakin was the one with the 501st. I feel like there was no, I understand why they showed you the clone, but I feel like it would have been a better connection with Cody specifically.
But Cody would have known who he was right away.
Exactly.
That's the only problem. Cody would have known who he was and yelled out like Obi-Wan.
Exactly, and I feel like that's why they did it. Exactly.
We've got 100 in here. Go ahead and smash the like button. You are watching the Market Chart Show. live, and Good for Health says Tamora Morrison raking it in, Joao. I agree. He must have some type of deal with Hot Toys with all
No
these
doubt.
clothes. God almighty. Wow. Yeah, he must be really raking it in.
Joao, what question? What are you talking about?
Me?
You said in the chat, address the chat and say sorry for your mistake. What mistake?
Because Cody doesn't appear in Attack of the Clones.
Oh, you sure?
Yes.
But Coffee does.
Hold on.
This is absolutely crazy with some of these in here. No, I don't think Cody actually does in Attack of the Clones. Now I'm losing my mind, guys.
Wait, no. So I must have seen some crazy stuff. Hold on. Because he was talking to Tamora Morrison specifically during the Attack of the Clones, dressed in this orange clone.
Well,
so maybe it wasn't Cody named Cody, but it was definitely him.
And you know what's interesting though? They could go to a flashback.
I'm not talking for myself because I'm not 100% sure. I'm talking about the comments that people were saying that Cody was not in the clone.
I'm telling you, I'm 99% sure that I did see him. If it was a mistake,
I cannot be 100% sure.
Well, could it be though? Could you be thinking of the clone commander like they showed the figure? Because it would use yellow and everything for the.
It could have been. It could have been. So maybe that's why I'm getting confused. So maybe it wasn't Cody. Maybe it was a commander that looked like Cody because he was supposed to be a clone anyway. Maybe that's where I'm messing up. Hold on.
And while you're checking that,
we don't need to watch the movie now. We don't have time for you to watch the movie.
I'm looking for the picture. I'm not looking for the movie. I saw the movie.
We can watch this. We can watch. Well,
we can watch Attack of the Clones. Then we finish, and I go directly to work.
We can watch part of Revenge of the Sith right here.
Where the fun begins.
The Mafia in the house. Anthony with the $10 drop. Thank you so much. There, 6-scale Mafia with the $9.99 drops.
I must be losing my mind because it says here. I'm telling you right now. Spacious Camino. So here we go.
That's Jango Fett, not Cody.
Oh, leave me alone. So
leave me alone.
So it says here, CC2224, nicknamed Cody, was a clone marshal commander assigned. So that's what I'm talking about. So maybe his name wasn't Cody in the movie, but I guarantee he's on there because I saw him. This guy right here.
Let me see.
Wait, hold on. I just pressed on.
That's Pornhub.
I'll blow it up.
Look.
Hold on.
Look.
I cannot see anything.
Cannot
see.
I see.
That's 240p.
I see some yellow on the shoulder.
224, nicknamed Cody, was a clone marshal commander assigned to the High Jedi, whatever. So that's who I saw in the Attack of the Clones. Am I wrong? I don't know, but that's who I saw. Was his name Cody? Maybe not, but I saw him in the movie, so I don't know.
Here's the thing that's interesting. They could always have a flashback, which would be really interesting, where Obi-Wan talks with Cody in between.
Wait. This is where I'm messing up. It wasn't Attack of the Clones. It was Revenge of the Sith. That's where I'm messing up.
Of course you are messing up. You are confusing two movies.
That's exactly why. Yeah, no, it was Revenge of the Sith, not Attack of the Clones. That's where I was messed up. I apologize for my huge mistake, guys.
Well, listen.
There's a timeout room with you, sir. Timeout with you.
Let me read this super chat here, fellas.
Go for it.
Cody was a few months, surprisingly. No, he's right. He was in there for a few months. Here's the thing. Before I read the rest of Mafia's thing, going back to how long he was in stock. So, Joao, you were asking that. Remember, it was like 3.5 months in stock, just about inside at Sideshow. However, it was on pre-order when it was released in Hong Kong for like 5 months. So when you add that all in, it's like 8.5, 9 months from when it was released until it went out. So that's food for thought there. That's very, very interesting because that's how long it stayed up on pre-order. It stayed up on pre-order for months and months after it was released in Hong Kong. So just food for thought. But he goes on to say Rex is not only still in stock, but 15% off. You'd think he would have sold out faster than Cody. Thoughts? Don't forget to smash that like button. No, absolutely. let's smash that like button.
Who the hell is this guy? No, I'm kidding.
He is the 6-scale mafia. So here's what I think about the thoughts on that. With that 15% off code, which is back up on there now at Sideshow Lane, the 501st went out with that code. Rex is number one. We were talking about it backstage. Number one selling over everything. So I think he's probably going to follow real soon with that discount. And then look out with Cody in the market.
Yeah, no, I think Rex. I just think they probably made a lot of Rexes, probably more than they did Cody's. And in comparison to when, Cody came out, there was a lot more competition for choosing clothes and sales. I mean, you had two different versions of the 501st. You had the Coruscant Guard. They're different. Obviously, they're non-name clones and what have you, but similar armor and stuff. And also, different price point. So that probably has affected a little bit for Rex selling out. But what I agreed that once he goes bye-bye to waitlisting, he's going to probably end up being a fairly comparable price point to Cody. They go together. Cody with Anakin goes together. Cody with Ahsoka goes together. Cody with 501st goes together. Cody mixed in with just the 500 other clones that we're going to get over the next couple of years.
Too close. No.
Yeah, is it the 212? Is it the shinies? Is it the commanders where he's taking orders? Is it him waving to the pilots before they go hop in their ARC fighters and stuff, or what? I mean, Cody, Rex, we can just put with pretty much almost anybody, and we'll be just like, hey, he looks like he fits in perfectly.
Yeah, no, and Anthony, to answer your question there, I really think that it would seem that he would be one of the next ones that'll probably hit waitlist with the QPod code off there, like the 501st did. I think it will do that. So we'll have to keep an eye on. But I agree with Lane. That's where I think it's going. So thank you so much for that. The 6-scale mafia in the house. Fabio, the Thor, 2941 says that was Cody's brother Carlos. Fabio.
Yeah, Jose.
Let's fill up the Thor again.
This drink, I like it.
I know, it's great, right?
Another.
I just love it. Look, at the end of the day, Joao, let's talk, continuing with Cody. Are we going to get another of Cody? Because now he's going up again. Now, remember, they reissued the Attack of the Clones Yoda, which I think Yoda's going to show up in this. So in this Obi-Wan, in this Obi-Wan series. So now we haven't even talked about, are they going to come out with a Yoda if they put that out in this show? And I think that we could think about that, obviously rebranded. But I don't know. We could just get a straight reissue of Cody. Remember, they did that with Yoda from Attack of the Clones. They didn't change a damn thing. They just said, here you go. Here it is again. They could do that with Cody. It's high.
Yeah, they can do that. I'm not seeing that so soon, but it's quite possible because it's a very popular figure everywhere, not only here but everywhere, and it's quite possible that they are going to do the release, but a reissue. But I don't think it will happen so soon. I believe more in a Yoda if appear in Obi-Wan show, and let's not forget that if these go to a second season, the chances that you are going to see a much younger Grogu, it's very high. Because they already show you the Order 66, the Jedi Temple. Grogu already had the memories when he was rescued from there. If they tied up to this series, because they can tie up that very easily. They can tie up to that very easily. You will see a baby Grogu from Hot Toys.
Well, they would have already. You know what I mean? They would have attached it in the beginning if they were gonna tie in Grogu, because the flashback that you see Grogu having is from when it was just happening. All the clones were attacking. Right now, 10 years later, none of that is happening. Yeah, the only ones looking for people.
No, I'm not talking Grogu in the timeline of Obi-Wan. I'm talking Grogu as a memory, as a flashback.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay.
For all we know, can even be Riva that saves Grogu.
It could be.
Right, exactly.
We don't know who it is. It could actually be a multitude, guys,
And
of people that save Grogu.
And that would make
those because those younglings that escape together with Riva, that we suppose is Riva, of course, we all
it's Riva
is her, that escape, they could very well find Grogu in some place and just pick him up and take him away. Or if you want to go deeper in a hole, it's Mace Windu that go there and rescue Grogu.
Oh, they already teased that. Well, Commander Crook says, I don't think there will be another Cody for at least 5 years, if at all. Well, that's going to make that figure really desirable. He also goes to say, I think that within 2 to 4 years, Rex will hit the 500 mark. I agree.
It's a sleeper. It's a sleeper.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be right where Cody is to Lane, to your point, putting that up in there. Irish Scout 310 is in the house.
There are more clones coming, so all that's going to do is, bring back the popularity of the older ones, and they're just going to keep going up in price because people are going to want them again. So that's all that's going to happen. People who haven't gotten either one by now, they're going to see one come up. They're going to be like, "Oh my god, I really like that one." Now we've got to go backwards and get the other two to keep to complete the line, and that's going to make the price shoot up as well. Just wait and see.
Going to some of the comments in here, addressing some of them. We've got 100 watching the Market Chart Show. Please go ahead and smash that like button right now. And putting this up from the Mandalorian Huntress. Fantastic paddle, guys. Thanks for entertaining. Need another round of Sith shots at table 66. Let's fill this up for the Huntress and all those at the most dangerous table at 6 Scale Cantina.
Good. Seems you are not filling up.
Which is the better good? Which is the better good guy? This good right here?
Good. Good. Am I the only one that is not seeing anything?
Well, I think we got the best super chat so far today.
Really? Is that the Mandalorian Huntress one there? Or a different one?
No, different one. 199 from Jared Bunel.
Jared, let's put you up onto the screen. Confusing Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. What is
Do you even Star Wars, bro? Hashtag
that's so low. That's so low.
Oh, shots being taken.
Fabio, take out the Purell. Take out the Purell.
It
happens.
It's all right. No, it's all right. I didn't know that I couldn't confuse two movies that were pretty.
Everybody, 1, 2, 3, dog. Everybody.
Sorry, I don't Star Wars. I don't know what that is.
Everybody, 1, 2, 3, dog pile on Fabio.
I know what's happening, because every time you are saying let's fill up this and that, and you pass those small videos, I'm not seeing them. I only see our faces. I'm not seeing them. I only see our faces. But on YouTube, I'm seeing those videos appear. But I only see our faces, and I
you only see our faces. No, listen. I gotta play. Then I have to play this for you, Joao. Here we go. Let's fill up table 1 with the Dark Lords, because there's a possible, Joao, that this is what Darth Vader is going to look like once Obi-Wan gets rejuvenated, gets his burns attended to, cuts his hair to have the lightsaber duel. Is this what Darth Vader will look like?
Everything that happens now is happening now.
What happened to then?
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything.
When?
Just now. We're at now.
Go back to then.
When?
Now.
Now?
No,
we can't.
Why?
We missed it.
When?
Just now.
I'm not seeing anything.
Joao is a special.
Whatever is happening now, you did not see now because it was then, and unfortunately, we can't go back there, so you'd see it now.
You know it makes sense because every time you play the videos, our mics are muted, and if he talks, you could always hear Joao in the background talking. So whatever you're playing, it's not muting his microphone, so that he's not getting it.
Joao, I got to boot you from the show. Good having us, kid.
Extreme. Never let it be said, everybody, that the Dark Jedi does not have extreme measures that he will take when things are not working as intended.
Commander Crook says, if anyone needs a Cody, hit up Fabio or Bob Dylan. I bet the two of them have at least 5 extra. And Fabio, what do you say?
I'm out of Cody's, only Rex left. That's it.
Doc Smizzle says Joao is on a censored StreamYard link.
Absolutely.
Possibly.
In China, he needs VPN just to hop on.
No, but today I turned off. I'm not using it.
That's why.
That's why I'm not seeing the videos. Maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, maybe this clip will make Joao. He won't be able to talk during this. Let's try this.
They call him the Wizard.
Did you see that, Joao?
I didn't see anything. I don't know what are you talking about. I even don't know what are you watching.
I'm getting dizzy laughing. Oh my goodness gracious!
As everybody can tell, we are just having an awesome time today here on the Market Chart Show. Lots of fun with everybody.
It's so much fun. Smash the like button while you're in here. I think we're almost at 3 hours, and I'm gonna have to bring it to a close. But guys, we should continue with this. This has been a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun doing it. Let me say this for you all. If you're not subscribed to Fabio, who's got the largest collection I have ever seen for 6-scale figures, minus the animated Fett, by the way. You absolutely he's looking for one though. Go hit him up.
In there, why don't
you? It's the most amazing collection. I go to friends' houses and I actually play Fabio's video tour. It's like you're going through a maze, like Maze Runner, and going through corridors. Literally, bro, you could sell tickets to FabsFigures. Call it Fabio World. It'd be an attraction at Disney World or Vegas, baby. It really would. Just props to you. Make sure you subscribe to Fabio. Fabio, I know you're gonna. We're gonna get you to 1,000 subscribers. So close to 700. You're on the road to 1,000. Let's go ahead and make it happen. I got the link to Fabio within the video description, baby.
Yes, guys, please
hurry up. Go there now. On the way, subscribe to mine.
Subscribe. I appreciate it, and thank you. I have another tour coming soon, an updated tour. Stay tuned for that. Got to do some cleaning first, and then coming for you guys.
Commander Crook is saying he's going to break into your house just to touch all of your figures.
You don't need to break in. You're invited. Why do you need to break in?
Just make sure you have some good old Bob Dylan approved black glove so you don't leave fingerprints all over everything.
Don't get caught.
Joao, this is another guy you got to subscribe to. What a great vibe.
Which one?
Joao, you.
Oh,
Big
me.
Breda.
You always call me Julio.
Or, Julio Iglesias, to all the pre-orders you've loved before. Come on. There's a lot. But no, Joao, seriously, in all seriousness, you got a great channel, great vibe.
Thank you.
I got the link to yours within the video description. You guys have got to go click to all the links and subscribe to these guys. They put in a lot of time. Joao, what you got going on, real quick?
Real quick, I will have Woody from Toy Story. I will review it this week.
Ooh,
who makes
for
it?
now I don't remember the brand.
Hot Toys Wizard brand.
Hot Toys Wizard brand. And for now, for now, that's it.
And Irish Scalp puts in just.
Did you get
Pep.
The Bane?
Which one?
The Arts Figures Bane.
No, I didn't get that one. That's animated one. I don't like cartoon Banes.
Yeah, it's from the video game, I think.
Yeah.
Irish Scout. I was just going to say, Irish Scout said, just subscribe to Fabio. That's awesome. Make sure you subscribe to all these guys.
I appreciate
Joao and Fabio in here. That's awesome. Thank you all for the support. Go ahead, Joao. Sorry.
No, there's nothing important to say.
But listen, is this what they call you? You may not be able to hear it, but I got to do it because you won't.
They call him the Wizard.
It's interesting enough because in the whole show, this is the only one I can see.
Really? You see that one?
This one I can see. Is the only one I already passed it 2 or 3 times.
And I noticed that you were also muted when that one played, so that worked.
This is the one I always can see.
Well, you have to wonder: is it possible that you are today the Hot Toys Wizard?
Or maybe he's in my home.
Maybe the Hot Toys Wizard. Maybe the Hot Toys Wizard is your Poe. Hold
Probably.
your Poe, baby.
Hold your Poe.
We've got 90 in here. Smash the like button as we get ready to exit. Lane, I know you don't got a channel, but I know that always great having you in here. And we got to get you to do an unboxing with us too, my man.
Yeah, so everybody make sure, as you've been watching us today, so obviously hit the like and subscribe. Also consider, from the Scale Cantina, you can become an insider. Like Wise recently became one himself. You get access to more content. Aries has unboxings planned. Occasionally also will have streams like this one as well that are exclusive. It's always a good time. It does also help support the market chart itself, the webpage. And so that's something, if you are really enjoying all the content, like you had a good time with us here this morning and early afternoon, that might be something you want to consider as well.
No, thank you for that, Lane. And while you brought that up, I brought up 6 Scale Cantina. Thank you. It's always great having you on there, Lane. If you want a preview of what you can get as a Cantina Insider, you could look at that little pink banner on 6scalecantina.com. You see all the different banners. You'll see my pleather treatment video for Hot Toys 6-scale figures. You'll also see I talk about climate control in there as well. So we have live shows. You get crazy unboxings. You see me hanging out there with Felicity Jones. You see the quarter scale unboxing Grogu. You could watch that one not as an insider to get an idea. And then the other thing about that as well, I will be recording later today my unboxing of my 2-pack Boba Fett. I will have the split screen. If you're a Cantina Insider, that's going to be coming on up. I'm also going to be doing another live show over maybe even later today. Certainly over the next couple of days as a Cantina Insider. So for all your insiders, a lot of stuff coming. Plus, Fabio, I think we're also going to have something coming up here probably this week or next weekend where we're going to do a double unboxing. My Chirrut Imwe and your Anakin with the staff, baby.
Yep. Very exciting for that. That'll be cool. See how that, that turnout is. And then if they work out, we keep going.
And don't forget, Aries, you're also, for Inside, you're having that extra benefit video you have not announced yet, which is going to be your instructional Ric Flair woo video. You too shall be able to woo like the nature boy. And
one
Aries
more go around.
You.
No one, let us know on the way out. You all didn't let me know which one has the best woo. Let's go around again. I'll go first. Woo! Go ahead, Fabio. You're late. You're next.
Woo!
Joao.
Woo!
Which one is the best?
Woo! That's more like Sting. But I think Joel was the best there. That go round, he was the best, I think.
And you don't know how much I'm risking to doing this at 2:30 a.m.
You have nothing. You have absolutely nothing to worry about. When the people upstairs from you have been building a new house on top of you for the past 3 months, the least you could do is yell. Okay, be confident. Own it. Own the yell.
OG fan putting up in here. Aries. Always good to have the OG fan in here. Next week, instead of the woo contest, we'll all be seeing who does the best.
Good.
I saw that one now.
Hot Toys Wizard has left your house, has decided to take on the likeness of someone else. Is it Fabio? Is it Lane? I think that's coming very soon. Is it TK FOMO? CT Suckett? You have to wonder. Guys, I had so much fun. There's still 90 in here, but I have to go live on the Saturday. Smash the like button on the way out, everybody. And and tomorrow you get me again. You get Aries and Fabio with the market show live tomorrow at 8:30, our prime time show. So don't forget that tomorrow. You have to wonder, is there going to be something from Hot Toys tonight? Tomorrow? Don't know.
Get some more Attack of the Clones, maybe? Could that be on the docket?
Dude.
I think we're getting something. I think so.
Well, they're gonna have a hard time. They're gonna have to top that Dead Strange, man. Gonna have to show some innovation like they did.
Hopefully, with that crisp Vader, they could do that. That's what gave me hope
would
on
be
that.
cool. Crispy Vader.
Listen, guys, I don't always buy coffee out, but when I do, I buy from Six Scale Cantina.
Fake drinking. I don't have anything.
It's like drinking.
Oh, third
It's empty.
Obi-Wan, crispy Obi-Wan over Firebase. Have a good
care,
night,
my
everybody.
friends.